Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone that's tuning in. Um, this is the Friday Night Lime. It's been a while for me, um, so bear with me. Um, yeah, I hope everyone is well. You know how it is. There's no holds bars on Fridays. You can come on and say whatever you want, as long as it's not offensive to certain people's culture, blah blah blah. You know the deal. Um, but yeah, man. Um, if you haven't already, please like the video. It will help us a lot. And yeah, man. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Um, Dakota, if you can you pin the link um, so people can come in and stuff, please? Or if Barnes, if you're watching in the background, can you do that for me, please? Thank you. Um, yeah, Dakota, what's up, girl? I am always eating. Yes, I am always eating because I'm always hungry. What you munching? I am eating a McCrispy. A McCrispy is like a sandwich, chicken sandwich with some large fries and a large Coke. A Coke with no ice. Um, Black man, what's up, brother? It's been a while, man. I'm sorry. Like I haven't really been like involved too much with the YouTube scene. Um, I've been working a lot, so I work nights now. So pretty much, I work the graveyard shift. So um, during the daytime I'm sleeping, I'm knocked out. In the nighttime I'm up and stuff. So it's something I'm still getting used to doing. Um, I'm still doing the same thing. I just deal with like patients overnight and stuff. So, but I hope all is well, black man. My fellow veteran and stuff. Yeah. Um, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I'm good to see you too, man. Good to see you too. Good to see everyone. I hope to see I hope to see people come on so I can catch up with a lot of people and stuff. A couple of topics before you guys hop on, so we can just touch on it, so you guys know. So there's a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. Um, I don't know if it's true or not. Um, Apparently Trent got money, and I mean like money, because apparently he is bidding, or his dad is bidding for a team in France, which is actually pretty cool. Which is weird because like in the states, there's different rules, right? Different laws or whatever. But in the states, you aren't allowed to buy a team if you're still playing a sport. So that's something we can talk about. Um, we can talk about the negative stuff too as well, you know. But yeah, so I'm gonna put up the link and stuff, and hopefully, oh, it's fake news. Jane Pierce said it's not true. All right, that's cool and stuff. But I'm gonna put up the link, so you guys can come on and we can have a conversation or we can laugh or whatever. I'll put the link up every like 20 to 30 minutes. So um so people can come on and stuff. Yeah. And if you don't want to come on, that's okay too. You can just watch me eat and stuff. That's okay. Oh man. I haven't seen this brother in a long time. What's up, Sideline? It's been a while, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Big up, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Is my mic loud or
No, you're good.
is good? Okay. Good,
How
good.
you been? How's health? How's your health? Everything's good?
Everything is good. Yeah, no, I was
I
really
can't
busy
hear
with
you. I can't
oh
hear you. I think you just went on mute, I think.
oh. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. You know what? I'll just put the microphone and we'll be done with it. Okay, how was that? Can you hear me now?
Mm-mm. I can't hear you.
Really?
I don't know
Okay.
what happened when you came in. I heard you perfectly fine. I don't know if you moved something or you moved the mic or maybe.
Okay. 1 minute. I will be back.
Big up, Luca. What's up, brother? Red for life. What's up, man?
Can you hear me now?
Nah, I can't hear you.
Seriously?
Yeah, you were perfect. Like you were perfectly fine when you came in the first time. Like, but then I don't know what happened, but I can't hear you at all.
You should be able to hear me now.
Yeah, I can't hear you at all. Nope.
Seriously? What the hell?
Just take care of it and come back on. All right. I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. It's been a while, Maddie. What's up?
What's up? What's up? How you doing, man?
I can't hear you either.
Oh, you're not hearing me?
Nah. Wait, is it just me, guys, or you can hear him? Wait, time off. Wait. Say something.
Check 1 2 1
Yeah,
2.
yeah, yeah. It's me. It's me. It's me. My bad. My bad. Silent. Silent. It's me. Silent. My bad. It's me. My bad. Come back. Come back. My bad. My bad.
You can hear me now, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's been a long time, man. I'm
Oh
sorry. I
my
haven't. I haven't
God.
hosted in a long time and stuff.
You're
So
too busy munching. That's why.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And honesty, 1992. Honesty. Come on, have some respect, man. But how are you guys? How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. No, big up to you, man. Big up to you, Maddie. Everyone in the chat. Big up Dakota.
What up, sideline?
Yeah, big up, man. Yeah, it's been what 5 months or something for me.
Yeah, it's been
I
a
just
while for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I was really busy with family, work, school, finished school.
Seriously, congratulations, man. That's a big deal, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, um, I'm done, man. I'm like almost 44 years old, so I'm done, man. I
Yeah, yeah.
can't do school anymore. You
Nah,
know?
school's not for everyone, man.
Yeah,
School's not for everyone.
yeah.
But Maddie, you still FSG in or what?
Like you want your channel to get a ban from YouTube from my profane response that I'm going to throw out with that atrocity and satanic thing that you just said?
He's busy eating, man.
I
but I
I want
honestly,
them suckers and I'm out.
but I kind of wanted to ask you guys, because I didn't really get a chance to conversate with you the way we're talking right now. But what was your thoughts on the Nottingham Forest game, and what was your thoughts on the Milan game? Did you like the performance of Milan? Did you did was was Nottingham Forest a blimp into the season, or is it for worse signs to come and stuff? 'Cause I think there's a conspiracy, or there's a thing where like every time we play Man United, after we play Man United, we like lose or something, or we like kind of like the performance kind of like drops. Um, I'm not sure if it's true or not. I saw that in Twitter somewhere, but Twitter is a whole bunch of liars and crooks out there. So I don't know what your thoughts on what I just said.
Well, unfortunately for me, I'm sticking to my guns from when the season even began, I ain't watching no LFC games until the um, the winter window opens and I see some improvements and stuff. Nothing against Slot or anything, but that is just FSG haul all his stinking ass.
Mm. Uh,
And
so
so I
commitment.
can't comment on any of the games in them. The only thing that I do is I would see like the highlighted games, but that's not even on the American channels and them. I go to the Spanish and the South American channels and them to the sort of stuff to watch it back because
Mm.
the funniest thing that I've heard with many of the content creators where, well, y'all can't do anything. What you do or who would replace FSG and all that sort of stuff. And oh yeah, we know they're bad, but guess what? Most of these people are buying the t-shirts. So FSG gonna stay in business. You
Mm.
want them out? Don't buy a t-shirt.
Mm.
Right? And as I said, I'm right here, Boston, Massachusetts. I'm literally 10 minutes driving when there's no traffic down to the Red Sox stadium.
Oh, Fenway.
Henry don't show his face in that stadium. The few times in the past when he have tried, he has been met with such hostility. So he does not go there. But that sucker could walk in to the UK into LFC Stadium and all these so-called fans and them don't say jack squat. So as much as I love my team for who they are and stuff, for most of the fans and the so-called supporters, they get everything they deserve. Because
Question for you, Maddie.
yeah,
You're like on this topic, and this might be a bit sensitive.
no,
And sideline, you're there to kind of like calm the situation down because you're the calm one. But I think you said something there that kind of like is a bit confusing for me. And I think this whole thing about top reds and is a sensitive topic for certain people, but it's like you see, let's say the social media fans, I guess us, right, in a way,
hmm
compared to the local fans. And you said it right there, right? Like the match going fans, they don't protest, they don't. They're. It seems to me, from the outside looking in, that they're okay with how things are.
exactly.
So the only time, and is obviously correct me or whatever if I'm saying it wrong or whatever. Because English isn't my first language, but the only time I've seen them protest in Anfield is when the ticket prices went up or were going to go up. And that's the only time I've seen them kind of like take out signs and
Yeah,
say we got to unite together, blah
yeah,
blah blah.
because it affected them directly at that point in time. But other than that, they just sit around on their backsides and twiddle their thumbs and say, "Oh well,
Well,
oh
yeah, you're right, honestly, and the Super League. You're right, honestly.
yeah," and the Super League, and then as I said, say as much as they want with their breakdowns and their analysis and how long they have looked at Liverpool or how big they are on YouTube and stuff. At the end of the day, they are hypocrites because, as I said, they buy the T-shirts, they go to match games. You want FSG out? You really want them out? Boycott. And then the first thing everybody comes and says, "Oh well, if FSG goes, then what?" Guess what? How many people married for 20 years and their wife die and they had to get up and go on with their life?
That's a bit extreme, but yeah, I understand what you
No, I'm an extremist. I don't. As I tell people, most of society now has gotten to the point where they want to make the rules to suit them. So it's like, oh, there's no black and white anymore. There's gray. Bullshit. There's only black and white.
Only black and white. I agree with that. Yeah.
There's only black and white. So as I said, like, so a lot of these people and them, they talk the nonsense. And then, as I said, the funny thing about it is a lot of them tend to, because I've listened to them over a couple of years, briefly I just catch snippets. And the first thing that I hear them say, oh, keep politics out of football, yada, yada, yada. How many of them does talk shit about Abramovich with his ties to the war in Russia? Isn't that not political?
It is.
It's a
And
hypocrite world that we live in, right?
and on top of that, LFC's training gear has AXA on it. Do a lot of people know what AXA does?
Oh yeah.
So as I said, they're hypocrites. They want to judge one person, but then they fail to look within themselves. So that's what I said. For the most part, I don't hate any of these people on them, but I don't hold much respect for them because guess what? You're two-faced.
Sorry, I gotta change one setting on my mic, and I just want to make sure that you guys are able to hear me. So give me
Yeah,
just
go ahead.
1 second.
Yeah, go ahead, go do it, man.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're still hearing you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Hey, if you allow me, I just want to answer your first question that you started with, Chris, and then we can go a little bit on FSG. To be honest, FSG, I prefer not to spend any energy on them, whether
Huh?
they're out or any of that. They're business people. They're in it for themselves. They're in it for their money, for their business, and I don't think they're very interested in the sports or
No,
what's
they're not.
happening on the field. I 100% agree. So that's why personally I just choose not to spend any energy on them, right? Unfortunately, some of their decisions are affecting the team really bad and affecting what's happening on the pitch. But let's hope, with Michael Edwards around and coming back, maybe some of that aspect changes. I don't know. Time will tell. That's all what I'm going to say. But for the Forest game, I kind of summed it up like in 5 reasons, like why we lost. One of them was the international break. It did have a big effect on the players. Some of them may even had like good games, like Salah, for example. Salah, whenever he plays for the national team, I follow the national team Egypt.
Okay.
Whenever they play, the media over there is mentally draining him. So that's why anytime Salah goes in an international break,
Oh, can you tell me more about that, Silent? Because I
Yeah.
don't watch Egypt. Like, what do you mean? Like they're mentally draining him?
So the media puts a lot of pressure on Salah. The Egyptian team basically, what can I say? They try to depend a lot of times on Salah and all of their tactics. There's actually a joke. Whenever anyone describes the Egyptian team, it's shoot the ball and Salah will get it. That's their tactics basically.
Mm.
If someone is asking what is Egypt's formation today? Oh, it's just shoot the ball and Salah will get it, right?
Wow.
So the media grabs that and runs with it. Oh, Salah didn't do anything today. Oh, the Egyptian team can be better without Salah. So there is a lot of negativity in the yeah. There's a
Oh,
lot of
wow.
negativity that happens in the media over there. So it does affect him because it's his homeland. It's a media in his first language as well, and he tries to um, distance himself from it, but a lot of times it's tough. It's all over the place there. So international breaks was a big hit on the players. Some of them came with jet lag in their luggage. They packed it in their luggages and they came back, right?
Yeah.
Individual performances, some of the individual performance was just bad, was just horrendous. No matter how good or bad you think of Slot's tactics, there was just a lot of bad passes. Just a lot of bad passes and a lot of slow movement. So it's a
It
big.
remind me a little bit about last season, right? Like in regards to like how we couldn't even do a 5-yard pass.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
save our lives type thing. You know what I mean? Like it was. It, I think sorry to cut you off, but I think part of the reason why I was like disappointed was the fact of like we have to you have to move forward, right? We can't do the same thing from before, and it was kind of like a like oh shit, like have we changed? Have we gotten better? Because it was so reminiscent of last season. I was just very disappointed, but obviously it is what it is. We got to move forward, right? Unfortunately, but
yeah. But see, like with all of the bad passes, right away people say Salah and Sobo. But, like, well, they tried. They came with bad legs, sluggish, drained mentally or physically. But there was one really not bad, stupid pass that I can't get it out of my head. It was Jones' pass to Costas at the end of the second half. It was just lazy, stupid pass.
yeah,
You didn't have any international break. You were rested. Yeah, you came back from an injury, but you had like a week after you came back from it. You were only training with the youth at that time. Come on, man. Like there was not even like I wasn't even convinced that he was trying to pass. So some of that is individual performances.
yeah.
Lineup, he should have changed. Like he's just stubborn sometimes. He feels slut with his main 11, which is fine. That's stability in the team. But there is situations you need to change. You need to switch it up a little bit. Rotate one or two guys to begin with, and then use your five subs in the second half.
You're talking about the Forest game, right? You felt like
Yeah,
there could have been some changes. Okay.
the Forest, like the lineup, the tactics also like looks. It that day it looked flat. We kept trying from the middle. We kept trying in the middle, and then Trent inverted in that game, and it was just bad. It's just so bad on the eye to have
Oh
Trent
yeah,
invert.
remember that's when Bradley came on, right? And then Trent inverted in. He went to the midfield. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh man, it was just bad. We played three in the back with Bradley. Okay, well, if you had that in your mind that you're going to play three in the back, I would have played Gomez instead,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I played
Or
Gomez
or Kwanzaa. Or Kwanzaa.
or Kwanzaa, three
Yeah.
in the back. But we had Bradley. Bradley got caught up, and the goal, right? Um, the other thing is, Forest themselves, they did have a big plan coming into it. Nunez. I keep saying Nunez whenever I want to say his name. Nuno Espirito Santo. He had five changes coming to that game from
Mm.
the previous one. That means this guy's coming, with a plan, right? He didn't just come, oh, let's hope for the best. We're gonna just play the same game or same players that we're gonna play. So I give him credit, like he prepared for it. They didn't play great. Actually, they were horrendous. I was doing
They
a
were
watch
like
along.
they were very compact though. They're like they seem very, I guess, in a way organized because they were like in a bank of what five I think in the back I think.
When they had the ball and they tried to build from the back or from the midfield, building up a play, not breakout or transition. When they were horrendous on the ball, they were really bad. So a few times I was doing the watch along and I had a few people with me, and we both agreed like, hey, like it's like forced. They're just giving us the ball so we can come up front and they will just caught us like try
Counter.
to catch us on the counter and the transition. So I do give them some credit as well for them. So that's my take on Forest game. Milan have good individual players. Pulisic, freaking guy, like always show up against us, no matter how bad or good
Yeah,
his season
he
is,
always does score here and there for us.
injured or not. He always freaking score. He always managed to do that. Rafael Leao gave us, headaches and
Yeah.
gave us a lot of trouble on that side, but uh, the guys they dealt with it. Um, Fikayo Tomori like is a not bad defender, but I don't see him like how can I say it? Like Milan, I see good individual players, but I don't see that team didn't play like a team.
But there's
Their
rumors
defense sucks.
there's rumors about that AC Milan team. Their manager is like I think their ultras want him sacked. Like the Milan ultras want that manager sacked or something because they've been kind of inconsistent. Um, but
They only had one win in the
yeah,
beginning of their season, so they had a crappy season. I don't watch a lot of Serie A.
no, I mean,
Uh, one of my brothers is a big AC Milan fan since the
oh really?
90s. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, he came to my watch along, and I had a laugh. I had to tease the hell out of him.
Hmm.
So, and Milan played really bad. Now, am I happy with the win? Definitely. I'll take those 3 points. I'll take these 3 goals.
Hmm.
I was even talking about not having a set piece coach, by the way. We don't have one. It's Slot himself who's the set piece coach,
Mm.
but I think he was listening to me. I mentioned it on, I think, Foz's show, like a few days before that game. And he changed it up. He let frickin' Simicast do a corner. That's one. Salah Salah is positioning himself inside the 18 before he was outside. He put Soboslai outside the 18, waiting for any, shooting opportunity. So he did change it up. But prior to the Milan game, our set pieces crap was really crap.
Yeah, I think that's one thing. Pops, if he's in the chat, would say like for Virgil and Carnata should be having more goals a season based on their height, based on their strength in the air. So it was good to see them score.
Definitely, and I thank God that he, I don't know if he was, I don't think he was listening to me, but I
Mm.
was really complaining about not having a set piece coach. They posted the job on LinkedIn, they posted it on their website, and I showed those websites
Mhm.
since June. So we had that issue at club's time.
Mm.
They were posting it since then, and when Slot came in, seven coaching staff left with club. Slot, when he came in, he came with 3 coaches only.
And I think
Then
the one that he wanted to bring couldn't get his visa right. Right? It was like one of his
I heard
assistants
something
or
about
something.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of his assistants that he like his right hand man wasn't eligible to come because of something with his
yeah,
work
with
visa.
with some visa issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to be honest, the problem with me now, like, knowing what I know, like last week, is it's not just the transfer window for players not getting the players that we actually need, and we need a little bit more, better quality depth. We do have the depth, but it's not very good. We need quality depth.
Mm.
Is on top of that transfer window for players, is the coaches. The guy brought in 3 with him to replace 7. He hired 2 after. His right guy like didn't was not able to come.
Wasn't able to come.
Set piece coach posting was since June, and we don't have one. If you go to any website and just
It's still
Google it,
open. Yeah, it's probably still open.
oh, if you Google it now, who's the set piece coach in the Premier League for all the Premier League teams, you'll see Liverpool. Oh, it's Arne Slot. Come on. So
Mm.
it's not just for the players; it's even the coaches. He has 5. He replaced 7 positions with 5 so far. The 6th one is a set piece. It's not there, and probably the 7th one is his right guy that he was hoping to get. So unfortunately, we still lack a lot of how can I say it? A lot of tools and resources for Slot, whether on the pitch, players,
Mhm.
more better options, right? Or even off the pitch, coaches. What's
Yeah.
going to happen for the rest of the season? You know, I hope we stay up.
Kevin, if I'm correct, he's still at the club. I think Tafarel's still at the club, right?
Taffarel is still at the club. The nutritionist is still at the club. The fitness coach, I think he's from North Ireland. He's still in the club. Fitness? Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, Maddie, you're up, Maddie.
No, the thing that I want to find out is literally in your guesstimation. I wouldn't even say opinion, guesstimation. Do you think Allison is going to be at the club next year? For the simple reason they went and get this highly sought up and coming keeper. But the thing about it now that we are seeing is without any strenuous action or obvious situation, Allison is again injured.
Today, I saw a little kind of an image someone made it. One of my friends, Allison. Allison is the most goalkeeper in the Premier League that missed games due to injury. It was 40 games. The next one, like second place, is like 20 games. Ederson was like top 6 or 5 in that list, and he was like 13 games. Ederson, City's keeper. So Allison, uh, I was actually kind of shocked when I saw the number, and I went and researched it a little bit, and it was mind-boggling for me. And then I was like,
Injury wise, right?
yeah, yeah, he's
Yeah, so
Is,
when it
is yeah, it's like is he like injury prone now or something?
no,
Because
the thing with the thing with injury prone and non-injury prone, right? Just for people that don't know what it is, right? So um injury prone, right? So there's two different types, right? There is non-contact injuries, which are for me the more concerning in compared to impact injuries. So if you
hmm
compare, for example, Jota last season was an impact injury. He was fell on his knee.
yeah.
It caused a tear, impact, right? But I would still consider Jota an injury-prone player just because he keeps getting these hamstring injuries. So once you get the issue with hamstrings, it's like a sheet of paper, and you tear it up. You can tape it up all you want, but it loses its integrity.
hmm
So the hamstring will go again. It's one of those things where it's like once you get a hamstring injury, you're most likely to get it again. So the thing with Allison, which is a bit weird for me, um, but then it does make sense for Allison because he has to make those sharp movements, dive. So that's that's more of calf, more of hamstring, so on and so forth. That's what makes him great and stuff, his movement or whatever.
and he's what 33 years old now.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop. So, uh, the, unfortunately, injury prone for a goalkeeper, he probably is. If you look at, you said 44 games and how many
40 games, yeah, in the Premier League.
and the next person is 20, right?
Yeah,
So
20, something like that.
I will have to look more into the numbers, but I can get you the answer. But it's like my thing about to touch on your question, Maddie, about this new goalkeeper that's high, like he is very highly rated. Like we got a gem. Like we're like I'm very happy we got him because he is very very highly rated. He is a unit. Like he's a giant. I think,
Mm.
if I'm correct, he's taller than Donnarumma. Donnarumma,
Damn.
Donnarumma is a
Yeah, but
giant.
Donnarumma is huge,
Yeah, Donnarumma's like
a beast.
he's there. I think he's like 6'7" or something like that. He's gigantic, and he has the movement of a cat type thing. So and he's young. So I know a lot of people say, oh well, Allison has like 3 more years in his contract
Yeah.
or whatever. Like I get all that, but it's if these injuries, it's like every season now he's missing 10. Like it's Simon can correct me and stuff because he's probably looking at the data right now. But he's like averaging like what losing 10 games a season. Allison typically 10 games can cost you a title. Well, one game can cost you a title in this league now, but 10 games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Go
you
ahead,
No,
know,
sir.
I'm not, and just to correct me if I'm wrong for the fans that are listening or whatever. I don't want him to leave. Like we're not sitting. I don't think none of us want Allison to leave. But if we're looking at, well, we got this up and coming world class goalkeeper coming up, um, and these injuries keep happening because from what I'm hearing now, he has a hamstring injury, right? If I'm right, sideline, apparently he won't be available. Um,
Did
so
you see that honesty?
I'm about to pull it up now and stuff. Pull it up right now,
Sorry,
um,
one second.
but yeah, like he would be considered an injury-prone goalkeeper, in my opinion, if he's averaging about 10 games a season out. So I think we've been lucky. I think in a way where, to me, Alisson's the best goalkeeper on the planet. You can argue with Courtois and all these other goalkeepers, but I think he is top 3 goalkeepers on the planet.
For me, it's
we-
5. It's him, Neuer, Courtois, Donnarumma.
I don't know about Donnarumma, but okay, well, the top 5, then top 5, cool,
Yeah,
right?
those are the top 5. Everyone else is.
We
not
also
so
been,
bad.
but I think in regards to Alisson's injuries, I think we've been very lucky with one of our own, Kelleher, who's able to step up and fill the shoes. Because I feel like if we didn't have Kelleher, I think there would be more of a negative outlook on Alisson's injuries, I think. But because we have a proper deputy in Kelleher, we don't really feel the loss in a way of Alisson when he misses those averages 8 to 10 games a season type thing or whatever.
Look who just popped.
Dr. Pops, man. Everyone say hi, man. What's good? What's wrong with you, man?
Dr. Popper.
You look tired, Pops.
Fully.
So then this begs the question now. If it's according to, let's just say, general assumption that Kelleher does want to leave,
Yeah, he's gone. No,
right?
Matty, he's gone. Matty, there's no. He's gone after this season or in January. I think he's gone.
So again, as I said, this leaves us in a pickle, because if you say he could be gone by January, somebody comes in with an offer and he's gone, we are screwing the pooch. We are playing with 2 black balls on the table.
I was being over exaggerated saying January.
No. I'm saying, let's just say Alisson pulls up another injury after the winter break, after the new window opens or whatever, it closes. He pulls an injury. Who is the person backing up if Kelleher was to leave?
We got Jaros.
He's not going to summer.
No,
he's not going to go to summer. He's not going to summer.
No, but Matty's providing an if question.
If that one is gone, the other
Life
one
is not
injured.
guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, we got Jaros. Jaros, to be honest, like from what I saw
If they're
from
both
him
injured,
in the preseason,
Jaros is there.
yeah, he's decent keeper. What I saw from him in the preseason was really not bad. It was promising. The goalkeeper, to be honest, like it's a department that we didn't need, strengthening up, but it's sad to see. Maybe.
But there's someone in the background. I think he's new, so I'm gonna bring him in or her in.
Well, big up honesty, keeping it real.
Hello, everyone.
What's up? How you doing? Welcome.
I'm good. How are you?
We're good.
Okay, we get.
What's happening? I'm not a Liverpool fan. I just want to come in here and see how you guys are feeling about your season and whatever so
okay.
far.
Who do you support? Who do you support, Mitch?
Take a guess. It's in the Premier League.
You have R9. Well, Man United? No, not Man United.
Yeah, United.
Okay. Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show, man.
No, come on, man.
Where are you located?
I'm in Canada right now.
Oh, seriously? Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
The season so far for me, I think it's been okay. I guess with the changes we've had, manager wise, managing staff. So I think we're doing okay.
Did you expect to slap AC Milan the way you did?
I wouldn't say like slap per se, but I
You did slap them though. It's San Siro. Come on, what are we doing here?
No, but
No, they're
Not right.
having a bad season.
Milan's having a real bad season. If you like look into the details and looking at their coaching situation right now, they on paper Milan is a good team, right? Individual players and stuff.
No, what do you expect when you have like top bully rejects in your team?
You talking about Pulisic.
Pulisic, RLC, Lobster Chic.
Lobster Chic. Tomori is part of that too. Tomori is part of that too.
Tomori.
Oh,
Pulisic.
wait, a question for you, Mitch. How do you feel about your season so far?
Oh, it's been up and down, but I mean, I don't have a lot of expectations, so I guess it's been an alright season. The last 2 games have been surprising in a way because we don't usually beat teams convincingly as we did. So, yeah, looking forward to the Palace game. I think we're going to do a number on them. It's payback time.
Okay.
This season I think we're going to have a better season than Chelsea, personally.
Okay. Okay.
Are you Ten Hag in or Ten Hag out?
Ten Hag in until they sack him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No,
I'm gonna back him till they sack him.
All right.
He can work
I like
can work
that.
as an embassy.
Now that makes sense.
No, I like that. Either you're with us or you're against us. That's what it is, man. I like that mentality, man. Yeah. That's what's up.
I mean, I'm tired, man. It's the same thing year after year. You get a new manager, you sack him. What's the point? Like, we've seen this movie before. We know how it's gonna end. A new guy's gonna come in. They're gonna say they want him out. So what's the point? Just stick with one guy, and instead of getting rid of the manager all the time, how about getting rid of some of these players?
You know, the crazy thing, right? Like what you're saying, Mitch, is the fact that like you are right? Players outlast managers. Players always outlast managers, and it's crazy, right? Because it be some of these like you know more about your club than I do, Mitch. But it's like it seems that like a lot of these players get these managers fired. Like they'll like not play well, he's out the door. Because that's all you hear in the media, like Rashford this doesn't like the Rashford that, or there's like a clique inside the dressing room where they like turn on managers. That's kind of crazy to me.
Right, and that needs to stop. Like, I hope Ten Hag is the guy who can like break out all these cliques and get his guys in that he trusts and let them cook.
Yeah, there's a question here. Would you hire Bob the Builder to fix the roof? It's a question from the chat.
Bro, as long as we winning trophies, I don't care. Like the roof can be leaking or whatever. We'll be celebrating under the rain. We don't care.
Oh,
That's the spirit, man. That's the positive spirit that everybody should keep.
I'm gonna bring in Gaz. What's up, Gaz? It's been a while, man.
Yeah, been alright, man. What about yourself?
I'm good, man.
Yeah,
Big guy,
glad to hear. How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Oh man. So Pops, I don't know if you heard, but Maddie's FSG in now and stuff.
Wait, what?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. That's
Come
all
on,
I
man.
got to say. Thank you.
Even
Good one.
That
was a good one. Ethan.
he spent a lot of time and money, man, building the reputation. Now you're ruining it for him. Come on, man. You spent a lot of energy on it.
The day I'm FSG and I will be buried 6 foot burnt to a crisp and all that sort of shit.
Are we opening this can of worms again, or are we moving on to?
No, I was gonna.
It was just a joke.
I missed the Friday night, so I had to stir the pot. It's been a while.
No.
It's just joking with him, man.
Nah, hey.
So-
See, like even a positive person, I would call myself a positive person. Like I don't spend a lot of energy on that, but unfortunately, a lot of their decisions is affecting the pitch. You know, affecting the team, affecting how we play, the resources that we have, the options. You know, God, look at the midfield. You know, okay, if we got this is a question. So, what is your first line midfield for Liverpool, and what is your second line midfield? What I mean by that, say, who's your first line of midfield, the three players, and who is your second line? Who
Or
are
like
the replacements?
backup type, like the backup.
Yeah, the backup.
Uh,
Liverpool.
like the current squad and stuff. Because I was about to say,
Yeah, the current squad.
um,
Who would you put? Who would you genuinely put?
So Gravenberch, McAllister, and Sabozalai. That's
Sure, first
the,
line.
the starting three, eh? And then you got Endo, Jones, and Harvey Elliott are the other three.
Elliot is injured.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's injured, but
Oh,
that's a six. Those are the six senior players you got. The other two options are Tyler Morton and Trey.
I've been
Okay.
seeing it. I've
So
been
say-
saying it. You move
Yeah.
Nunes to the 6. Solves a lot of problems.
Oh
Right.
God, that guy
You're
can just leave for like him.
Seriously, guys, you in that movement now? Okay, we gotta talk about that after.
Nah, Nunes.
Yeah.
I never wanted that guy at my club in the first place, man.
Oh,
I
damn.
didn't get hoodwinked by that performance against us in the Champions League.
I remember
didn't
when they
get
were
hoodwinked.
Not even
comparing
the
him
Newcastle
to-
game.
Nah, let's be
Not
honest.
even the
right?
Newcastle game.
Oh
Nope.
God, Mr. Positivity himself. He heard Nunes and he came on.
Nah. I mean, let's be honest. Newcastle was a one-off when it came to him having time and space to pick his spot and actually hitting the target. He's best when he doesn't need to think. Let's just put it that way. When he has time and space and needs to pick his spot, he usually fluffs his lines.
Hmm.
And you can't be an elite striker. Instinctive strikers are never elite strikers. You have to be both to be
Wait,
world
50,
class.
50 GA? No. We don't do GA here. He's a striker. I do goals. How much goals in 100 games?
Was it you, Pops, or Angel yesterday? Were saying like football IQ, talking about it yesterday.
Well, football intelligence and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's just the way. Like just looking at it collectively, thinking right. Like, and like I mentioned yesterday with Pops in the channel is just like the reason probably why he's not playing is because he's not grasping what the tactics is at the current moment, and he needs time to adapt. Is that like it's really that simple? Like, and that's probably why. Like, I know you said a sideline like you want the manager to kind of make more changes. The reason why probably he's not making more changes is because the players that we want hasn't grasped the idea or the new methods that he's trying to implement in the squad. So if the starting 11 understands what he wants, and then you put someone that doesn't understand, it's going to create a system failure. So I guess that's why he keeps the 11.
Do you think FSG has backed Arne Slot? Because I feel like for what they've given him this summer, I mean, it's not much. So what do you think about the backing on your manager?
They abandoned the
Personally, I don't think he's good enough anyway, but
Who?
on the other hand, I look at it and think like they haven't backed him, not at all. Look at what Spurs did with Ange Postecoglou. They backed him even though it wasn't the right players, but they gave him the money to at least spend. Like you guys are chasing 10 million deals for Chiesa and that. Like, what is this? Your Liverpool Football Club? Like, I don't know, man.
I think I agree with a lot of what you just said, and it's kind of hard to defend the way the club is moving, to be honest, because it's very hard because there are glaring holes in the squad, and all it takes is one injury, and I think we struggle. Like one major injury to a midfielder, and we struggle. Just one. Um, I don't know. I for me, I've always said I think we bring someone in January. This is my opinion. I can be wrong. Um, but yeah, I don't think he's been backed. But what can we do? You know, what I mean,
Uh,
it is what it is at this point. Like,
Listen, right now, goddamn FSG is like one of those clubs out to the not clubs, but one of those radical groups out to the Middle East. They're selling pipe dreams, okay? Because how long have we been hearing for the past 3 years? Oh, we're going to make some, we're going to go after some of the young and upcoming talent and stuff. And as I said, I didn't say go sign Mbappe or anybody like that. But for crying out loud, who have they signed really to say that it shows that they give a damn about the club? And then everybody credits them. Oh, well, they are good business thing and they're keeping the club in a nice financial stuff and yada yada yada. And it's like I've told people, I said I've known these critters and them for all the period of my life whilst I've lived in Boston, right? And everybody is always trying to give them an excuse because it had that one time when I came up and I said that when they tried to copyright Liverpool, somebody was saying, "Oh, they did that for the club." No, if you go and you research the actual filing and stuff, Liverpool was filed for copyright by the entity FSG. It had nothing to do with Liverpool. And it's like I continue to tell people that if they were successful with that, even at some point in time, if they did sell the club, they would still be making money off of the club because they will hold on to that. Because you want to know why? They are smart businessmen, right? So people can try to play the 1 minute, oh, it's this thing, and then on the next side, oh, well, this thing. They are smart, as in, like, they show that, hey, if we copyright this shit, we own it for life. And guess what? We are going to be own royalties on it forever. And another thing that a lot of these content creators fail to realize, if they were successful in that, a lot of the content creators would have had to change their goddamn name on YouTube because it had if it had anything to do with Liverpool in it, guess what? They would have been getting banged for any money they owned.
hmm,
Yeah. I just
But
want to say one thing that we should have way more likes than what I see. Like we got what 16 people watching. Come on, come on,
Come on,
people.
people, run up the
Yeah,
likes.
no kidding,
please
man.
and thank you.
Don't be an FSG when it comes to the likes.
Oh
Don't
God.
be cheap. Don't be cheap. But anyway, for the transfer, to be honest, like if you notice, like Slot in all of his press conferences, he refused to talk about individual performances unless he really, really pushed it to the corner. And he always diverted, right? Like talking about team performance. Yeah, he did good and yada yada, and then he's divert right away to talk about the team. But the only player, I don't know. I'm building a theory about it, and I have an agenda on it, and I wish I see it. Reinders, Reinders, that player, the Dutch player, he actually praised his performance when in our game against AC Milan, the pre-press conference before the game. He talked about his performance with Netherlands for almost a minute or two,
He's a good
right?
player.
He's a really good player. He's in the midfield, and Reinders. I hope
Wonders.
I'm not
Oh, the one
Reinders.
for Milan.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, the one for Milan.
Bro, I
See,
wouldn't trust any AC Milan players, bro.
no, listen,
But he
Milan
was good in the
has.
Euros as well for Holland.
He was phenomenal in the Euros. I watched one of the Dutch games. Oh my God, he was cooking. Him and Gravenberch in the midfield and a double pivot. Wow. Wow. Well, he was not really double pivot. He was also playing a little bit ahead, like Soboslai position, even sometimes. He was doing really good. Milan, mind you, they have a phenomenal individual players. By the way, it's just they failed to play as a team, as a one unit. They did have their shape every now and then. They kept it, but as a team, they looked really weak. But if you look at the individual players, they have a lot of really good players. AC Milan. So I think that's why they were having that season, and a lot of fans there, like AC Milan fans, they want the coach to be sacked or whatnot.
He
But
just,
anyway,
he just joined
he
them he joined them last year.
something like that. So today, Slot in his I think he had a press conference today, or he made a comment of someone I was asking him about Zubimendi. Is that's it's surface rumors are surfacing again, and is there is any talks and whatnot? And he was like, no, we're past that. I don't want to talk about it. Zubimendi is a Real Sociedad. He decided that, and it sounded like he wanted to move on. It's on Twitter. The one that tweeted it was Fabrizio Romano today. So I think Slot is past Zubimendi, since there was rumors coming out saying that um, we might be going after Zubimendi. I don't think so. I wouldn't mind if we get him. Hell yeah, sure, bring him. A lot of people were taking, him saying no to us against him. I wouldn't. Sometimes it's the family, whatever reasons that they had in their mind, and they made the decision to say no. Maybe that situation changed. Maybe they changed their mind. I wouldn't take that no against him. I don't know. What do you guys think? Zubamendi, Reinders, who would you like to see?
Listen. I agree, right? That the Italian league they have some good individuals, but the teams in that league are dead, bro. Like I wouldn't really be like scouting their players right now. They've been dead for the last what decade or more than that since the early 2000s. So yeah, man. Only Inter are the only team that seems to be doing
Now,
okay.
now Inter,
Even
Inter,
they have a lot of Man United rejects in their team, so I don't really respect them. Yeah, man.
United slightly have got good players though, but I think it's gonna take time for them to gel, and I reckon they might do a resurgence.
wait, what?
Juventus,
What team?
Juventus.
That kid looks good. That number 10 of theirs. What's his
Yeah,
name?
Yildiz.
Oh
Yildiz.
my god, that
Yeah, he's a
goal
baller.
scored, beautiful, beautiful.
They got some good players.
Some young kids. Yeah, they have a Colombian there too and stuff. Yeah, the left back.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm talking about a team that's ready to win the UCL. Do you think any of those teams can like actually even make it to the semis? I don't think so, bro.
Inter though.
I
Like
think
Inter
tactically
did.
Inter could.
Inter did.
Semis maybe.
nah, but Inter did it on technicality, bro. They didn't deserve to be in that final last year. They got smoked by City.
What?
You mean the year
They
before?
got past Benfica and AC Milan, who are not even good, bro.
The year
What are we
before.
doing here?
I don't watch
Yeah,
a lot
but
of Serie A,
Yeah.
and I don't think we're here to talk about Serie A because most of us here don't even watch Serie A enough to talk about
that's
it.
the
So
whole point. We don't even
yeah,
watch it. It's not
yeah.
good,
No,
man.
the question was for Liverpool fans, like, who would you like to see in January if you had the choice? Zubamendi, Rangers? Do you have someone else in mind?
I
I
want
see
that.
like some names in the chat.
I want that German
I,
kid,
I'm gonna be very respectful,
Stella or something like that.
but the men can kick rocks. Simple. He can kick rocks.
I mean, you could use the Caicedo money and go and get Zubi. That's
No,
the
no,
thing.
he can kick rocks. He had a chance. He's not gonna get that chance again. I'm sorry.
Um, on that, I'll kind of be 50-50 because guess what? The goddamn release clause is goddamn 60. Pay the goddamn 60 and you end the conversation.
It's 60 now, or it was before.
To be
His
fair,
release clause was 60.
No, did he get a new contract? I'm not sure if he
No,
got a new
no,
contract. It's
no.
different.
Yeah,
No, he do have a new contract.
I think it was 50. Wasn't it 51?
It was
Was
51.
that 60
Yeah.
million euro?
Yeah,
that
the
was
60
51,
million
right?
euro. Yeah, the 60 million
Okay.
euro. You go up and that is like trying to tell me I walk into a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini dealership and they tell me the goddamn vehicle is this amount, but then I want to try to negotiate for it and it's on sale. Duh. Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, yes, it's going to get.
Richard Hughes fucked up that deal.
That is stupidity.
Alfonso
Yeah,
Davis is
I
a
guess the
good
question
shout.
is-
It's a good shout in the chat.
Ugh.
Especially
what?
with Robbo's legs.
for-
Robbo's legs are finishing
Wait,
now.
Cylon, you're talking about a 6, or you talking about any player to bring in January?
Let's talk about midfield because it's one of the places that we struggle with when it comes to quality.
For me, I'm gonna be really
depth and
biased.
quality.
I'm gonna be biased because I'm just a biased guy and stuff, and country comes first.
Richard Rios.
There you go.
I knew you were gonna
That's
mention.
my
it.
guy
I
right
knew
there. You
you
see,
were gonna
And
mention
that's why I knew you. I liked you, man. You, man. You see, we're thinking
I
the
knew
same.
you were gonna mention him. As soon as you said I'm biased, I knew that name was coming out your mouth.
Who does he play for? I never
Palmeiras.
watched him.
Palmeiras.
Oh,
Palmeiras.
oh my god. Is this what Liverpool have come to Almeiras, bro?
What?
Palmeiras. What do you mean? What do you expect? What do you expect?
Bro, you guys should
Yeah.
be making statement signings, bro. You're not some bum team, bro. I know you've been terrible for the last 30
what's a
years in the
statement
Premier
signing?
League.
What's a statement signing?
What's a
Exactly.
statement
Zubimendi is a statement signing. Nicolo
Let's
Barella
go get
is a
him.
statement signing.
All right, Barella. I'll take Barella. Yeah. You give me Barella. I'll take that easily.
If the coach
Like,
still
you know
wants
who's
Zubimendi,
a
let's go
baller
get
that
him.
I'll take.
Who?
But I don't know if he's necessarily the player profile we need though. But I do rate him highly. Fabian Ruiz.
The PSG player.
Yeah, he's cold.
All right, so you got to tell me more about him because he used to play for Napoli, right? If I'm correct, right?
Yeah. He used to play
Yeah.
for Napoli.
If
Anyway,
I'm correct as well, we were linked with him before. Am I right or wrong? We might have been linked with him before.
Maybe
He's been linked
before
to a
he went
bunch of
PSG.
clubs, man. He's just
No, but I mean before he went to PSG, when he was in Napoli, I think we were linked with him, if I'm correct. And what is the issue with him in PSG that he's not playing? Is it like a manager thing, or is it because he's not good enough? Because in the Euros, he was killing it from some of the games I saw. And stuff.
I don't know, man. PSG is just a weird team. Like they bench all the best players and they play the mediocre
No,
ones.
didn't he start against Girona? I'm sure he did.
They did the
start.
same thing with Ugarte, bro. They had Ugarte and they benched
Oh
him.
yeah, you got Ugarte now, right?
Yeah.
They have Ugarte now. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a nice pickup though. That's a nice
Yeah,
pickup.
Man United they bought him, right?
Yeah, that's a nice pickup for them though.
Yeah, that's a really good player that they picked up from.
No,
PSG.
because when you really think about it too, like Casemiro, he's in his last legs. So you bring in someone with legs. So you know,
Samir, in my
he helped.
opinion, when he left Real Madrid,
I
he
think
was
Cass can still offer
was
something.
done.
Like he's not done like people are making it out to be. He was just exposed last season, but with Ugarte next to him, I think he can cook, man. Like Ugarte can cover for him and just let Cass do his thing.
Hey, Rasta.
I see in the chat. Big up, bro.
Yo. Big up everybody. Big up the chat. Big up the panel. Much love.
We got
What up,
Edison.
lobster?
We got
What we talking about? We
Varela.
getting into it.
Varela for me, I've always said it. Varela
We
for
got
me.
Zubimendi.
No. Get out of here.
Listen, all y'all calling all these players. Y'all got money to
Sinistera.
buy these players? Y'all got money to buy these players?
Zubimendi.
No, who would you
Angelo-
like to have? Who would you like
Angelo
to have?
Stella
If you get
Bro.
one
would be
choice.
a good shout from Malta, Germany, and he ain't gonna cost that much.
We would
Who?
like a lot of players.
Say
None
that
of us
again,
have
say that
money
again.
to give money, so.
Angelo
Say that
Stella, defensive midfielder.
From
Who does he play for?
I think it's Stuttgart. I think.
Now we want a German
Okay.
player.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Maddie.
Oh, 12th man. Right here, 12th man. Right here.
Hold
Give
on.
me a 12th
Would you
man.
guys take Goretzka? Would you take Goretzka from Bayern? Because I've heard
no.
like he's been linked
Too
to
old.
like a move away from Bayern. Would you guys take
too
him?
much money
I,
too.
I, I, At one
His
point,
wages are gonna
yes.
be crazy too.
At one point, yes. Not anymore. At one point, yeah.
Too old and too many injuries. He had one time he had an injury. He was out for most of the season.
Redondo, yes.
Redondo, huh?
Yes.
We
yes.
need Duran.
Here's a
That's what
name
we
I haven't
need.
heard
Swap
for a while.
Nunes for Duran, and we're good to go.
All right, so this one's a
Rasta.
weird one, the Manu Kone, right? Because it's like he's quoted for like 15 million, and no one's buying. Like no
50?
one. 15.
50 or 15?
Yeah, 1-5.
15.
Yes.
He's been cheap for a long time though.
Yeah.
You remember
yeah.
when our fans were going crazy for Manu Kone all of a sudden?
Go on to Roma, bro.
He's in Roma now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good pickup for them, though. That's a good pickup.
It had to be reasonable, but he wanted him for 15 mil, man. Listen, if a player is that cheap nowadays in the market and nobody's picking him up, something's wrong, man. Something's wrong. So I don't know.
He had that injury, didn't he? Which
He did have that he did have that injury.
in the under
For
21.
any time he had that, it was as though he said, you know what, we're done with him. That's what it felt like. Anyhow, all the rumors were still there, but the interest seemed to die down. Trey and Rhea will be part of the first team before you know it. They're
I don't
still
know.
kids, though.
How old is Rio?
They're still
Give,
15?
He's like 15, 16.
give
Yeah,
them
yeah.
time.
15, 16, yeah.
They haven't even grown. They haven't
Give
Yeah,
them
we have-
time.
He's already
players.
played for the, I think he played for the
Come on, man.
under 18s or something like that, but he was really good, apparently.
Listen, Rooney was 60 when he made his debut, wasn't it?
He was great.
Yeah, but Rooney looked like a
Defense.
man at 16, though. He looked like
Yeah.
a
Big
man.
difference.
But he didn't grow since then, though.
You remember what Rooney looked like at 16? A
At
tank.
tank.
He's still the same right now. Well, except a little extra.
I know
weight.
United
Wait,
signed a player called Kone. I don't know if that's the same guy you guys are talking about. We signed a 15-year-old
United?
kid from Mali.
Oh, okay. No, that's another corner.
Nah, it's a different corner.
Honestly, you're talking about Palacios. Palacios from Leverkusen, the Argentinian guy. Nah, no, thank you. Injury
Why
record.
not?
Injury record not good.
He's
Come
good,
on.
man, though.
Yeah, that's nice.
We can pick up Kirk as left back in the summer, and we're gonna sell Simicast. Watch.
No. We got to sell Robertson and then bring in Kirk.
Now we're gonna sell Kimicast, bro. Simicast.
Robertson.
Simicast is sellable.
Also,
I don't
both.
think Robbo is like you can sell him.
Yeah,
Like
I hope
it-
not even sell
yeah,
Robbo.
'cause-
What wages is Robbo on? What
Yeah,
wages is
Robertson has no
Robbo on?
value, Silent. That's why he has no value, Robertson.
not
That's
not he doesn't have any value. I'm saying
See,
like
y'all men is
market
talking about
value.
in this
Market
panel.
value.
Seriously.
What
Name me
are
three
his
left back
wages?
that are Robbo in the league right now. Tell me three. I just want three. Tell me. Let me hear it. Come, Manny, start. Cause you seem like you got agenda against Robbo, so you start.
No, it has nothing to do with agenda.
No, tell me three
It has
better left
it has nothing to do
Look
with
at you.
agenda.
The man's get rattled once you mention Robbo.
Right? Here, what is the
This-
issue?
Somebody beating a dead
No,
horse all the time.
No,
Robbo,
it's not
Robbo.
more beating
Come on,
of
man.
that horse.
But Robert has declined though for the last 2
Next-
years.
He has. He's getting older.
Crab. Next year.
He's still better than Simicast though.
Crab.
Yes, exactly. Better than
Crab.
Simicast.
Next year.
Mm.
Is Robbo going to be a starting left back?
No, but he could be a good bench player.
So again, that's what I'm basing it on. I'm looking at
You
the
are-
future.
I get it.
I didn't say
get it.
sell him now. Did I say sell him now?
I don't know why you said
No,
sell him.
no.
I don't know where you want to
Did
sell him.
no answer the question? Did I say
Wait,
sell
time
him
out.
now?
I just saw a crazy comment right here. You
No,
talking
you
about
didn't say
both?
sell him now.
I said next year.
Balde
Robbo could be
from
sold.
Barcelona. Balde from Barcelona. He's talking about the left back.
He ain't coming to us.
Yeah, that's
No,
hey, man. Come on, man. Get off the booze, man. Get off.
If there's a
Like I said-
defender I'd get from Barca, it'd probably be Kubasi, but that's not gonna happen.
The Spanish kid, right?
Yeah, the centre back or Araujo, but that's not gonna happen either. So
Listen,
yeah,
first of
it's
all,
not
man,
a-
Barca is selling us none of their players. None.
Yeah.
Nah,
Unless it's dead food players.
nah, ever since the Coutinho money, they ain't.
Yeah,
giving
we ripped them
no
off for
money.
Coutinho. Pop.
Yeah,
Yeah, not
yeah,
selling
yeah.
us nothing. Trust me. 150 mil. Jesus, bro. Come on, man. You know what I mean? So for me, yeah, we ain't getting there from them, bro. But Costa's gotta go. I'm sorry. Costa's gotta go for me. We need a younger left
Why?
back. Robbo can sit on the bench, that's fine.
Yep. I agree.
Costas is
I
younger
would
than
keep
Robbo.
Robbo. Yeah.
Costas
I
is
would
younger
He's
keep
than
not a
Robbo.
better
Robbo.
player than Robbo, though.
He's not a better
than-
player. Yes.
You-
I agree
Yes,
with Rasta.
but Robbo's not a number 2 either.
See, Costas, we can sell him. We can get decent money for him, like 20, 30 million or something.
Brentford wanted him.
Yeah. 20 million, 30 million is a
They've
decent
already got a
price for
good
him.
left back though.
And we can get a better
Yeah, they did.
player for that.
Who, Brentford?
Add
Brentford
another
left
20
back?
on top of it. You get a better player. I would
Is
keep
it-
Robo though. For the experience, I would keep it.
And Rob was a good member of the team in terms of gelling with everybody.
So
what I
was
mean?
Hendo.
He's on
Yeah,
quite.
that
He's
shit.
on
Like,
quite a
come
bit.
on.
Matt said Rob was a
Come
good
on
member of the
now.
team in terms of jelly.
That's a low blow, man. Stop it.
So was
Yeah, do a
Hendo.
thing.
What's Robbo on? Is he on like 100K or something?
140 a
140.
week. 140. Yeah, Matt says.
So
That's
what?
basic salary, man. That's nothing.
So, exactly. It's
That's basic
That's
That's
basic
not basic
salary
salary.
for other teams. For
Not
goddamn
basic salary.
FSG, that is a overspend.
Not basic salary. Verge is
I
on
just feel-
200K a week. Or
Isn't
220.
it 220?
That's not
220.
basic.
220.
I think it's 220, right? That's not
Yeah.
that's not basic crap.
Nah,
You got
220.
Lucho on 55 grand a week or something.
But my
Yeah,
point
that's
is, right,
basic.
everybody, we, listen,
140 is
well, listen, we all know Robbo declining, right? But Robbo walked into 80% of the teams in the Prem and starts at left back.
Crab, I am not saying that.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter at all, crap. We better than
Crab,
80% in
what I'm
teams.
saying for
That's what I'm
next
saying.
year.
That's what I'm
We're
saying.
better than
You-
80%.
You tell him, Pops.
We
You tell
supposed to
him,
be
man.
20%. You can't be looking at the
Delusion.
80%. So that's not a good
Delusion.
argument to support your mind. That's not a good
Delusion.
argument to support your mind. If you back in your mind,
All
that's
right.
not a good way to support.
He doesn't get into Man City squad.
Who's at left back in Man City?
Doesn't
He's
matter.
not better than he's
Doesn't
not
matter.
better than Guardiola
He-
at left back.
That's debatable.
Yeah.
Guardiola
Guardiola
is-
is quality,
how,
though.
wait, how much assists Guardiola got?
He's a-
Why are you doing it
Left
on a
back.
In his career,
No, playing at City.
he's never gonna match up.
Oh,
But he's
right.
never
But
gonna match up.
Guardiola could
went for the
actually-
statistic, but you went for the statistic that you knew that
Why-
you weren't gonna lose on.
Listen, Guardiola
Robbo has a
is actually
record.
center back. You know. He's actually a center back that get put into left back.
and he can
And
do
he's
it.
doing
Oh,
great.
can
He can
He's one of the
actually
best
learn
left backs in the
something
league.
He's
from
doing great.
Can
Robbo.
Robinson play center back? No,
Oh,
he's
No.
one-dimensional. I'd
yeah,
rather
because
take
he's small guy. What the
I would
fuck you wanna put
argue
him
he
at center
I would
back?
argue he
He's
can,
5 foot
but not
nothing. You want to put him at center
not
back?
in
No,
the
but
two.
for,
I've
no,
seen
I don't
see,
small-
I don't think he
in the
can.
three.
Because for
I've
Scotland, he only
I've seen
plays
small
left
center
centre back.
backs. I've seen
Who,
some-
like who?
Plays as a 3 in it.
What, a small center back?
Yeah, but Robbo plays wing back.
Robbo's
on the
and he
inside
or
plays left
turning?
centre back.
Who?
Ivan Cordova. There you go.
He's on the outside, and
5'6".
Turney's on the
No,
inside.
but you
5'6"
can't
center back.
compare international
And won the
football
trophy.
to the Prem.
I just saying, I get it. Robbo's on a decline. I get it, but he's still gonna be a good bench player for me, in my opinion.
No, thank you. Mm-mm.
That's who to be fair, that's who I wanted, but I don't know if I want him now.
Who-
Trippier,
No.
I
Oh,
did
yeah,
want him
nah,
at one point.
Nah, Rasta, remember you wanted him. Remember
I
you wanted
did,
him.
but he got injured. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Stupid. Nah, even the name sounds nice. It's the stupid. Yeah.
No, I wanted him when he was at Villarreal.
Yeah, before.
He was quality at Villarreal.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man. I leave my guy's name out your mouth, okay?
If
That's all I say.
if it was up to
This is the problem, you know. This is our problem.
we would
as a
still have
fan
Hendo,
base, right?
Jared, and all of them playing football. Romancing the Stone. Love
Love
Island.
romancing,
Love
man.
Island 2024 has arrived.
Bring it all in. I love Love Island. I got love for everybody. Bring it.
Matty, that's what we have to talk. That's what we have to talk to Pops with this supposedly King Salah and stuff.
Nah, don't start her more. Leave more out of this, though. Don't start her more. Jesus.
My God, Angel.
Listen, man. We just
My
need a
guy,
proper strike.
talk man.
If-
What's up, brother?
If people always remembered when I
They got
said
12.
that I would have someone competing with Salah and have Salah sometimes starting off of the bench and stuff coming on as people watch me as like if I was crazy. But wouldn't you not be kind of like saving Salah if you love Salah so much?
Matty,
There's
that's been the
nobody else
argument
to
for
back him.
years
That's a
now.
problem. That's a problem, Matty. We didn't
He's
make
just
that
been here
attempt
by
to sign
himself,
somebody
all alone.
to cover him.
But no, but when we were speaking hypothetically, and I said that, y'all was like, nah. Guess what? Is if you want to play at a top level, you have to accept certain things. Look at Messi. He want to play at a top level, but where is he at? MLS.
Because MLS paying him billions.
Again, and then what team did he go to? He didn't go to just any team. He went to one of the team with all the fallen stars from Greece, right? So
No,
again,
he went to Beckham. It's a business project.
Messi's
That's
a
what he went
mercenary,
to.
fam. He went to the highest
Yeah,
bidder.
that's a business deal.
Yeah, it's a
No, he
business
went-
deal.
no,
Nothing
he
more,
went-
nothing less.
No,
Because he's
Bullshit.
getting a percentage.
He went
of
made
to
the
a
smartest
team.
move for him and his family.
He
Yeah,
went
he-
to a team where he's going to
Generational wealth.
win again. Plain and
Win what?
simple.
Who watches that league anyway?
I don't even. I'm
Oh, man,
across
we're
the
not-
border and I didn't
Crab,
even watch it.
Crab, you're not getting my point. I am not talking about watchability. He's still going to a team where he's going to be guaranteed that they either going to be winning at least 2 or 3 of whatever they call the championship. He wasn't going to no bum team.
Bro,
get
the
it, but I'm
guy
saying
has
here's
won
what they
everything
win.
there is to win. Like, what does he
Like
care
dead
about
food,
winning
innit?
the MLS trophy?
Yeah,
Like, he's just gone there for
Yeah.
the bag, and
Okay.
that's
That's
okay.
just for the vibes.
That's fine, yeah.
It's just the
don't mind.
No, but what I'm
You
saying
got
is
the gang
he didn't
back
go to-
together. You got all the boys back together. Come on,
As
guys,
I
come
say-
over, come over.
He's just
Exactly.
missing Neymar now. That's it.
he didn't go to just any team because he has he has
He has Suarez there.
Suarez and all of them with him.
Yeah,
So as I said,
Busquets.
he,
Yeah, but
He
he,
was-
he brought
not-
them.
he followed
He
He
didn't
followed him.
find him. He didn't go. him. He brought them over. That's his.
he went
He
with that
fought-
Yeah,
understanding.
they came off.
He went
Retirement
with
home
that
for the
understanding.
yeah. No,
It's a
I
business.
think.
But that,
Yeah.
It's
Sorry,
make
guys.
Miami FC better. Like people know what people gonna want to go to the games. They can spend money on shirts. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah,
Yeah.
and they give.
I
him
just
pieces.
want to say one thing because I want to make space because it's becoming a lot and we're talking over each other, but I'll make space. Big up everyone.
Oh,
I don't know what the hell we need to do, to get more likes for this. Come on, Angel, do something,
Fine, I'll take
no,
off my
don't tell him
shirt.
do something. Don't tell
Take
him
off
do
his
something.
shirt. Come on,
Okay.
take off his shirt. Take off his shirt.
Do your likes before he start taking his shirt. Come on, guys. Come
No.
on,
Nah, take
everyone.
off his shirt. Let's go.
Okay, well, big up, guys. Have
Oh,
a good night, and
Yeah,
I'll be in
that's
the
fine.
chat.
oh,
I'll be in
Thank
and
you,
out.
thank you for coming
Take
on,
care,
Simon.
guys.
Hey, before you bounce to the sideline, what is your big issue about our midfield? I put that question in before you bounce
Well,
because I know that you've been going off about our
quality
midfield.
and depth.
I know that you said we have less
I-
than 20 players. We
Yeah,
had a lot of players that are good, very
Yeah.
good. What is your issue about our midfield?
quality and depth.
Quality and depth. Okay, and we don't have any depth at midfield. How many players
Quality
do you
and
normally
depth.
have in the midfield?
Quality and depth.
Quality
I
is
was
quality.
saying
Don't make it
that I'm
defensive. Don't make
leaving.
it defensive.
Players
I
do
just
you
told you
normally
that
have?
I'm leaving. So you're
How many
asking me
players do you
that
normally
as
have
I'm
in midfield?
leaving. Sounds like you're an agenda, right?
No,
But
not
anyway,
agenda.
I gave you
I'm
the
trying to-
answer.
I'm trying to address
Quality
the
and depth. No, I have to go because I actually was just getting a phone call. But anyway, we don't have quality and depth. We got our good 3 awesome midfielders, but who is the backup?
Who's the back?
Ask that to everyone else and tell me, do we have a decent backup for these 3 in the midfield? That's what I was saying. Just quality and depth. That's the issue that we have in the midfield.
So we only have quality.
one of them-
We only have possibly arguably one of the best midfield group in the Premier League right now.
That's what we
don't have any
didn't
depth
argue.
beyond that.
We didn't
So
argue that.
Curtis Jones, who was an integral part of the depth that we talked about earlier last
Yes,
year,
Yes,
and
what?
Elliot, I understand.
Not
this is-
anymore. Not anymore. Curtis
Elliot,
Jones,
and
not
Elliot,
anymore.
who's now injured. I
Last
understand.
season,
But-
Elliot
But
is
he
injured.
is a player
So
though
he's
that
the backup.
arguably could have been one of those
Was the
depth
backup.
players as well.
Who's
And
the
now we have
backup?
also a young player named Trenioni, who's a very talented player, but I'm not counting him as a player to put into that depth. But all the same, that is a player though. Normally you only have like 6 players that you're going to have in the midfield.
Anyway, guys,
Maybe
I gotta leave. I leave that to you guys to argue and
No, go
debate.
keep going, 12. Keep going. Make
Please
up yourself.
tell him if we have quality in depth. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
it's fine.
Later,
Yeah.
sideline.
Curtis Jones getting sell next summer, 12, man.
They got sideline.
He's,
No,
he's not
I
him yet.
I've heard sidelines say that we got into a little bit of a back and forth the first time. You said we only had like 10 players that were actually like decent, relatively decent on our squad. I mean, that's sideline. That's what sideline said distinctly. We had 10, something like 10 players or something like that.
But 12,
I
you
even
think
made
you
it.
have
I
quality
even
in there?
made an episode because of that.
All
No,
right,
no,
wait, wait,
twelve.
wait. Bring it
But
back
12
to the
isn't it-
midfield. Let's keep it in
Yeah,
the
but
midfield.
that's
Keep it in
the
the
midfield.
midfield.
No, no,
Don't
but
expand
isn't
it. Keep it in the midfield, right?
No, but isn't that based on opinion though? Like if someone deems a player not of a standard? Isn't that based on opinion? I think because I think everyone's eyes are different, right? We see football
Yep.
differently, right?
Correct.
I'm crazy that I'm sounding this political and nice and stuff.
Right.
Not,
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I am. But like in Sideland's eyes, he might seem certain players or the backup of certain players, not of the quality of maybe the standards drop. I think the quality drops for him in his eyes. So like for example, this is I really like this player. Don't get me wrong and stuff.
Mhm.
Endo.
Sure, I know he's gonna be the first one on the
Yeah,
plane.
it sucks because I love Endo. Me and you are probably, and some of us in the channel, the few that actually like champion Endo and stuff.
Sure.
But if you're looking at the drop off between Gravenberch and Endo, there's a drop off.
Okay, so wait, no, let me say this. There isn't necessarily. I would say that what I'm going to say is this, and it might be controversial, but I understand whatever. What the difference is between Endo and Gravenberch is that they're two different players for the 6. So you could say it's a drop off, but I would say Endo is a better defensive player than Gravenberch probably. Okay, because he's a destroyer. So it depends on what your drop.
12?
What is? Wait, let me just finish my little explanation. It depends on what is your definition, or what is the title, or what is the character that you want to have as your 6. Is there a difference in player? Certainly. I'm not saying that Gravenberch and Endo are the same caliber player, if that's what you want to go to the point of. But what I am saying is that it depends on what type of 6 you are looking for. Endo is a good player to be able to have, say, we have a 2-1 lead in a game, and we got about 20, 30 minutes to go, and he can bring in Endo to lock down a midfield because he's not going to be the player that's going to go roaming forward to try to get goals. That is a quality player to have on your team. Everyone wants to have a destroyer in our team. We all are on this thing about Rodri or even Fabinho. We all have this like concept. You need a destroyer, you need a destroyer. And I would say for the past 2 years consistently, we've gravitated towards away from having a destroyer. Yet everyone's mindset is still so stuck into that we need a destroyer, we need a destroyer, we need a destroyer. I'm getting into this little tangent, I guess if you want to call it that, but his perspective is that Gravenberch is an excellent player. Turned out to be a very great find for us, a gem for us at the 6, right? Not many people really had him as a 6, or even possibly even going on as a midfielder in this team, right? I know you did. I know we've actually talked about this.
Yeah,
too.
we spoke about it. Yeah.
It was to do with the formation.
Yeah, it has a lot
We're
to
playing
do
a pivot,
with formation.
which
That's
double
what I'm
pivot.
trying to get at, is that a lot of what we're asking and what we're talking about has to deal with a formational position. We didn't play with a pivot. Now we're playing with a pivot. It makes a big difference in what you need for a midfield. That's why when you hear people say, "Oh, we're not deep into the midfield, or we're not this or that in the midfield," I'm like, well, then what is it about the midfield that you need or want? Do you want like more 8s? Because we don't really play with 8s anymore. Do you want 10s? Because that's what I can understand, maybe that. But then I would say Elliott is a decent 10 or a backup as a 10. You know, we have good players that are in these roles. Curtis Jones is a good player. For those that are off the Curtis Jones bandwagon, cool, I see you. But Curtis Jones is an exceptional player that has just been unfortunately dealing with injuries and knocks. He has been dealing with injuries, Pops. He has. And
He's
now
not
that
exceptional, though, 12. He's not exceptional.
He's not exceptional.
He's not
Okay,
exceptional,
you
though.
don't think
He's
exceptional?
good.
I'm gonna cut you.
He's a good player
I'm
at
not-
You're right.
I'm not going to
Your eyes
He's not
on the
exceptional.
panel
He's not
and in
exceptional.
the chat, I will say, are different than
exceptional.
Steven Gerrard's. They're different than
he's not exceptional.
than
He's
Virgil
not
van
exceptional.
Dijk's. I get it. They're different than
Can
even
I-
Klopp eyes, who have all called him exceptional. That's not my words.
Klopp is-
Those are
but
their words.
Klopp isn't
And
there,
yeah,
though. And you know
both
what?
of them
But
have
12,
all
12.
taken them as
Klopp,
a-
Steven
all have as a
Gerrard,
point.
and all of them, none of them are Arnie Slot. Mr. Locke is the new coach.
I'm not
he's the
talking about
one
it
that
because
is not-
fictional to that. I'm just saying that
Not them.
you want to guys be saying exceptional,
not
and I said
exceptional.
okay. I just said that I think of the same. I think of Curtis Jones in the same way as Steven Gerrard has called him.
So
I'm sorry. All right. So I mean, like, if you got an issue with me, I guess you got an issue with Steven Gerrard's. Like, that's what I'm trying to get across. You know.
No, that is
I'm alright
such
with
a
that.
shameless thing to
Yeah.
say. Oh
Nah,
my
I'm alright with that.
day.
no, time out.
I'm alright with that.
Good?
Time on. Let me finish.
I'm fine with that.
Let me finish.
It's just a definite. It's just a semantics. What's your word? So I mean, it's all good.
This whole thing, right? 12, right? This is just my interpretation, right? I can be wrong or whatever, and you could correct me wrong. We're cool like that. It's all good. This whole thing about enforcer, right? And I think a lot of us has sat here and said we need an enforcer,
Nope.
right? I think we've all said it, right?
Mhm.
But the issue is now that what we want isn't what the manager wants. The manager
Right.
clearly
Yeah.
doesn't want an enforcer. He wanted
Sure.
Zubamendi. So Zubamendi is not an enforcer.
Not
At
even
all.
one. Not at all.
And I know 12th Man knows about this because he's analyzed the player. If people haven't seen his channel, Liverpool 12th Man, go check it out. Great content,
I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words.
of course.
The original lover. We just say the original lover. Oh damn it, love it.
Yeah.
Mr. Lava.
So this thing about
Mm.
Endo, like right now, this is harsh to say. I guess it's not really harsh, but it seems to me Endo isn't needed
I can understand that.
based
Yeah.
on just the way we're playing currently.
Right.
Like
And that's why I'm also saying about Curtis Jones, and that Curtis Jones has played a somewhat similar role as a pivot role for the national team, for the English national team. He has some conception of possibly understanding that there's only 3 spots in the midfield. You're either going to be a 10 or you're going to be one of the pivots. No longer, there's 2 8s for you to go and pick and choose from. You got to pick that. So Curtis Jones has to develop his game into being one of those pivot players. Or guess what? Curtis Jones doesn't have a place in this team. That's what I'm
think he
trying
does.
but going back to
that's a conversation. Yeah.
if we're playing the 4-2-3-1, right? And I think this is what Silent's watching or whatever. He's concerned about the backup, right? So he has no issue with our main 3, which is Dominic, Mac, and Gravenberch. As currently constructed, that's our main 3. I think what he's trying to say in regards to the depth is what comes after. So
Quality. It was
the quality after. So now I'm not
Quality.
saying
The
I'm
best
not-
quality.
I'm not saying Endo doesn't have quality. I'm not saying Jones doesn't have quality or Harvey Elliott doesn't have quality, but it's just there is a drop off.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, obviously, if they were better players, they would be starting.
Yeah.
That's not.
So,
That's
exactly
simple
right.
one.
But I think
But I'm trying to get across that if they were better players, I'm just trying to say if they were better players, then guess what? They would be starting.
No, I
Or
get
they
that.
probably would be not. They probably would be wanting to play at another team where they could start.
Yeah, that's true
That's,
too.
you got
That's
to
true
have
too.
squad players.
But that's
I
true too.
understand
But
that. I understand that the depth or the things.
no, but if we're
might-
looking at the example, right?
that
Sorry to cut
quality
you off.
per
So,
se.
but if we're looking at the example, right? Because
Right.
I hate to say it, it's stuff because like we can't really compare it because one team's being charged with a whole bunch of shit or whatever. But City does have a decent bench, a bench that pretty much can probably win the league, to be honest.
They got Phil Foden on the bench. They got freaking.
So I think that's what sideline means in regards to like quality. Like if
I
we
tried to make
remove,
this argument
Yeah, but
before,
I,
I'm listening
but
to
we,
you.
we don't even have to do that. We don't have to go that far, right? We don't have to go that far. Let's
Okay.
just do it like this. Sabozalai and Elliot, yeah? 10s.
what's up, K?
Gravenberch, McAllister, CJ, and Endo in the pivot.
Right.
You can see the gap between the first name called and the second name called, and it isn't disrespectful to say Sabozalai and Elliot are not the same player. Gravenberch and Endo are not the same player. McAllister and Jones are not the same player. So if you're looking at that and saying, all right, within the new system, the profile of player that you're looking at, those 3 that are currently the 3 senior players behind the first 3, you can say there's a drop off in quality because the other 3 don't necessarily fit the profile of the first 3. And that's not, again, without being disrespectful. And I think oftentimes what happens when we have debates about players and whatnot, it's the disrespect that people put on the second player that I know upsets 12th Man because he's one of the defenders of the Reds. Now I can see it there, and there's
But
there's one player in particular that if you say something, you'll see it, and it's because of this
you're talking
dying
about
on a
family,
hill.
I got you. Yeah, yeah.
We're,
I got you.
we're talking
No,
about
it's the
one
hill.
thing I will say,
we're
though,
talking about the player
It's the
that
hill
John
dying.
Duran
It's
is going to
the
replace.
hill. It's the hill dying. It's the hill dying. Everybody
One
wants to
thing-
die on their hill. So
One
everybody
thing I
hated
will say, though.
Endo for a certain point. And then some of us said, just give him a chance. And then there was a point, a lot of people said, Endo has to start. He has to start because that frees
Yeah.
up McAllister. It's a different system now. So that's not saying that Endo is rubbish, but Endo himself said, I have to work in order to get back into the fray, to get back into the fold, because he understands it's a new system. And you even said it just now. CJ needs to work now to figure out where do I fit.
Absolutely.
And I think there's a place for him because I think the coach likes him.
Yeah.
As people seem to like to see you got to like
Oh
somebody.
yeah, I
apparently,
think
but
so.
the
Yeah.
coach has done work with him, and you can see it in the preseason where
Got
he
free.
utilized him
He did a
in
presser
that
with him.
midfield.
Yeah.
And
did
he
a
said, you
presser
know
with
what?
him.
I can see there's something there. That doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to be the best player in the team. I don't know if he's gonna like what it means as far as his career, because he might be saying, well, I want to be one. And he was the left-sided 8 for us at a point in time. He was our starting left side number 8 not too long ago, and now he's behind the first 3. And it could be significantly behind, or it could be slightly behind.
But Pops, I
We
have a
don't
quick
know that yet.
question with what you
Gags
just said.
has
Wait,
something to say.
one second, Maddie.
Sorry.
Gag,
Wait a
you were
minute,
gonna
Maddie. Gags was saying something just now.
Yeah, no.
Well, I thought,
I like
yeah.
the way. Yeah, I like the way Pops broke it down in terms of like first thing and second thing. There's a couple of things I wanted to say. First of all, people say, are you guys saying that there's a massive drop off between Szoboszlai and Elliott? Only reason why I don't think there is a massive drop off between Szoboszlai and Elliott is because if you look at Szoboszlai's best games for Liverpool, especially like this season and even previous seasons when he operates in that 10 position, he thrives when teams come at us and he has space to drive. And when he's driving with the ball, that's when he's at his best in terms of when he can pick a pass or he makes a room to shoot or just brings the play forward, right? When we're attacking. But when a case in point, the Nottingham Forest game, right? And even the first half against Ipswich, when a team mid and low blocks, he's not got the ability to unlock back 4 or back 8 or whatever you want to call it, depending on how deep the midfield line is, when we're trying to break that low block down in order to penetrate through the defense, which I think is what Elliott's better at. So I think depending on the opposition you're facing, I would play Elliott over Szoboszlai in the 10 personally, right? So that's why I don't think there's much of a drop off between the two.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to Curtis Jones, I think he can play the deeper role, but the reason why I'm not quite sold on Curtis Jones is, and he's done this in the past when he's been on good patches of form, right? Even when under Klopp, right? But he always reverts back to type. And what that means is he will hold on to the ball too long, right? Which you can't really do in a pivot. There's something called ball retention, which is good, but then you hold on to the ball too long and you lose it. And then when you do that, you make the wrong decision. When you pass when you pass when you shoot when you pass, or there's literally an avenue where you can just release the ball and you will dribble to get out between 3 or 4 players when you can just pass the ball. Like that immaturity of the game, I still think Curtis Jones has, which stops him from, for me, being a very, very good player, as opposed to a good / average player that has good spurts of form.
Listen, can I just talk
Can
on
I
your
follow on to
midfield?
that?
Wait a minute, Mitch. Maddie, fire with your question.
All right. So when you was talking just now about the stuff with Curtis Jones and all that sort of stuff, right? And everybody's talking about this stuff with Endo, but does it not, as I said, I'm not slighting Endo, but guess what? If Slut didn't even consider him to be part of his system, and most likely he's going to be a goner if he right amount of money of even say 50% recovery comes in for him, right? Why am I going to be like losing sleep over it? Because at the end of the day, as I said, like Endo, serviceable. Liverpool is not an auto shop. Okay. I don't want these
AutoZone?
no, like an auto shop, like a garage shop that has fixed things,
Yeah,
they
Pep
service your
Boys.
car.
Pep Boys.
Also, Maddie, 50 over. There was a considerable offer for Endo already, well over 50% of what we paid for him.
Well,
So,
as I said again,
but I'm still-
that's down to Hughes
I
and
know,
them.
I got your back. I'm just being like,
No. I understand that. I was glad for the information, but Slut obviously is not going to be putting Endo as part of his team, right? And
Yeah, sure. I understand that. I
That's
agree with that.
that's and as I tell people, it is okay if you say a player needs to be replaced, because look at Minamino and them. They were serviceable. Where are they now? They're gone. It's okay to be gone.
They're winning games in the Champions League. That's what they're doing.
But it doesn't matter. They are gone. That's the fact.
Yeah, I got you.
You
I don't
know?
know. Taki, I was saying this yesterday on my show. Like Taki could have been on this team and played a particular role for us. He is a 10. It just so happens that he was a part of our team when we didn't use a 10. Because the team that he plays with currently, he plays as a 10.
Well,
it starts from
again,
12th.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you, saying these things out.
No. I'm going with what you're saying.
Taki did want to leave, though. By the way, we do know that, don't we? Taki asked for the move. Like, you do know that.
Because he wasn't getting played, man.
Yeah, he wanted to move. Like,
he wanted to play.
And he's got to really nice place, Monaco.
He's playing, then it would have been a different story.
And the thing about it, what I've always said, barring the guy, his name comes back and forth to me, who plays for when Nunes came from, who was a true defensive midfielder. I've always said that after him, the
Mascherano?
No, I'll get back. I'll hit you back with it. It will come to me. But the barring him as an all-out true number 6.
Oh, you mean currently? Okay, I got
yeah.
you.
The person who I was interested in us looking at, and as I said, some people say, "Oh, we don't want no German players." But Angelo Stiller, if you look at his stats, he's a very good deep-lying ball-playing midfielder. He has some of the best long passes. He has more completions than Zubomendi and all of them. Right?
Is that the player they brought to replace Endo?
Maybe.
I think it might have been.
Yeah, I think so. But as
he was already there. He was already there.
But there's what I'm like.
Yeah.
People say that, yep, I'm like harsh and stuff. I look towards the future, right? Yeah. End the conversation.
Time to sell more. Yes.
Yep. You have to look at your past to see which part you come from, but your eyes always have to be on the future, right? Just like FSG. Don't they not go and look for new sponsors and all that sort of stuff? They are looking for the future. So why is it bad if I'm looking at the future as in, like, as I said, I'm not arguing with Crab, but as I said, Rabu ain't on my team next year.
Stop it.
He's not on mine now.
No,
Can I just carry on from what Gag said, because also from what you said as well, Pops. So great show, by the way. I've just been listening.
Thank you.
So you talk about Curtis Jones not having some capabilities to be able to perform the role that Slot wants his number 8s to do, yeah? And then you talk about Endo not having the capabilities to do the same things as Gravenberch, yeah? What we've now got is a bunch of number 8s who can all be press resistant, be good at tackling, can keep possession, and can also turn on the ball and move forward, and create. All of them can do it. McAllister can do it. Gravenberch can do it. Dominic Szoboszlai can do it. And they've all got bags of energy, and they're all quite young. There was one guy that would have made all of that stick and made that really solid and given us 4 fantastic midfielders, which were a force to be reckoned with. Zubimendi. It's obvious. It's really obvious. And if you look at the type of player that Zubimendi is, he's a captain for his team. He's been at the club for years. He runs through brick walls, and he also bides his time, as in he will do the dirty work and he will also wait. Like he won't be a big head. He won't be in the news. He won't be on massive wages. He just gets on and does his job. Do you remember that other player we had, which we signed from the same club, called Xabi Alonso? He's the same type of character as him. He is the perfect fit to make that whole midfield be probably one of the best midfields in the world for a number of years. You've got Szoboszlai's 23, and I don't care what people are saying about Harvey Elliott. Look at what Dominic Szoboszlai was doing when he was the same age as Harvey Elliott. He was in Champions Leagues. He was scoring 10 goals and 10 assists regularly. Like, he's been there and done that for a number of years, Dominic Szoboszlai. Then you've got McAllister, who's a World Cup winner, who's won a lot for his country, and he's now on that path with Liverpool. And then you've got Gravenberch, who was rated on the likes of your Tchouaménis and your Jude Bellinghams. And you've now got Dutch people saying, this guy's better than Jude Bellingham. Like, he just needs to be unlocked. And then you add Zubimendi to that. And then you've got Curtis Jones as your backup and Harvey Elliott as your backup, who are 21 and 23. Yeah. And they're Scousers. Well, one of them's a Scouser, one of them supports Liverpool. That is a really good 6 that can really kick on for the whole year and next year and maybe the year after. And maybe you need one more in a couple of years' time. But that's the kind of nucleus that we're building at Liverpool in that midfield. And Zubimendi, 25, already a winner, just like McAllister, fits that mould. He really does fit that mould. And I think we'll go and get him in January. I think we'll go and get him.
You don't think Liverpool are going to be stubborn enough to say, you rejected it once?
No. He can kick
There's
rock.
no second chance.
I feel like
this.
I feel like this was a Virgil van Dijk where it just wasn't the right time. They needed more time. They needed another 6 months. They needed another year. And we'll wait. We did it with Naby Keita.
Virgil wanted to come. This guy said no, man. This guy said no.
His club said no.
He said no.
To him. His club said no to him. He never said no to us.
At the end of the day, it's his decision. I'm sorry, man.
No, he's talking about his.
Didn't he change his mind?
He changed his mind.
His contract. His club said. His club said they were going to give him a new contract.
The only way you're leaving is if you put in a transfer request.
Yeah. They wanted to make him the bad guy in front of all of his countrymen.
They put the guilt trip on him.
And supporters and everything. And then beyond that, they even promised him a new contract. And one of the reasons why this keeps circulating
he hasn't had one
is because he hasn't gotten it, and I don't think he will get it probably for the what, not even close to the number that we were reportedly going to be paying him for in our budget. So, if it's looking at it now, he said, "Oh well, you said you're going to pay me what Liverpool was going to pay me. I'm still sitting here on the same contract. I honored you with my loyalty. Where's yours?" And once again, the club is going, yeah.
Nah, but Tough Man, say it with me, Tough Man. Kick rock.
Kick rock.
Can I say something?
What's up?
Go ahead. Bro.
Yeah, like you guys got some really good midfielders. Like you got some pretty good number 8s, but whatever combination you guys put out, there's still not a number 6 in there. There's not an out and out 6. Like like a Rodri or an
We don't need
Ugarte
one.
or something
Please
like that.
stop using it.
McAllister can do that role only because he's technically really good and he doesn't have to like tackle as much because he looks after the ball well. But I don't think you guys still need like an out and out six like what sorry, I can't see his name right now because of the comment. He was talking about Zubimendi being that glue that holds your, because the way Liverpool play, you play with 2 8s and a 6. You've been doing that since
No,
Klopp.
we don't. No, we don't.
Yes,
It's
you do.
changed now.
Dude,
Game you
You've been doing
watching.
that
why are
since
we
Klopp.
talking
You
about
play,
Klopp, man? Like
you
this is
play
not
Klopp
even
is
the same
gone,
thing.
man.
Szoboszlai.
Klopp
You
is
don't play with a
gone.
six. Don't play with a six.
Listen,
But
guys.
it's
Let
like
me.
it's
Let
Oh,
me.
time out. 1 second. 1 second. Everyone say hi to Uncle with the respect. here.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Uncle.
Yeah,
Big up,
Hi,
old
people.
man.
going on?
How you guys doing? Listen, let me
Allah hunt.
address something. You see, as good as Gravenberch is turning out to be, and I'm glad
Yeah,
he's been unlocked, right?
I agree with you.
He
Honestly.
he can't play 65 games a season.
Thank you.
No.
And
Cannot.
clearly the coach is telling us he doesn't rate Endo.
Thank you.
That only leaves Curtis Jones. And Curtis Jones is not good enough. He's just
Yeah.
not good enough. He's not consistent enough. He's not going to stay fit enough.
He's not fit enough.
Okay. Curtis Jones should have been sold by Liverpool FC a long time ago. But he's simply there because he's a Liverpool boy. Should have been sold a long time ago. Should have been sold before we sold Minamino. Should have been sold. Thing is, he doesn't stay fit. He's halfway crook. He's always injured or something wrong or he's off form, injured. In the last 2 years, just list how many times Curtis Jones has been off form, injured, and come back. How many times? So,
Yeah, it's been
that's the thing.
It's been less
So
than
we are
Alex.
leaving ourselves
Should we give it
in
to
a
Alisson
position
too?
where we're just leaving ourselves in a position where if Gravenberch gets injured or is unable to play, we have a problem. I don't believe that our team is going to go ahead and get Zubimendi. I don't believe that. They are our owners are penny pinching fuckers. They are not going to do it. So just even listening to the coach today, him saying we've moved on, Zubimendi didn't come. I bet you somewhere in the annals and the hallways of our owners, they are very happy. They feel that they've saved a lot of money. I mean, we made a damn profit during the summer window when we should have been spending money, investing in manpower. So I don't, at this point, I've just made a decision. I'm a Liverpool supporter. I can't support any other team. I keep watching our games. When I can, I go and watch. If I can't, I watch on TV. I just do what I do. Commercially, I help the team in as much as I can, and for my own spiritual edification and well-being, I am in a back the lads mode. But I don't think, guys, don't count on Liverpool going to get Zubimendi in January. Don't count on it. I think the medium to long term plan is to bring up Trenioni to play that role as well. That's what I see. I don't see us going to buy any because look, there are a lot of you guys mentioned some of the players they could have gotten if they wanted to. There's a guy called Anton Stark. He plays for Hoffenheim. We've done business with Hoffenheim. Why didn't we go for him? Anton Stark. I feel Anton Stark is as good a player as Zubimendi. He's younger. Why didn't we go for Richard Rios?
Right? Uncle, the German, right? Uncle.
Yeah, he's German.
Like
he plays for Hoffenheim.
He's like Stella, really good.
Why didn't we go for Richard Rios, your countryman?
Yes,
Angel, your countryman.
Yes,
that guy for me is my highest rated halfback in football. Look at what he did in the Copa America. Why did we go for him? He plays for Palmeiras. We can arrange a fee with Palmeiras. Why did we go for him? People were going on and on and on about, Andre Trinidad, he can't play for us. Some people even went as far as saying he's too short. He started playing for Wolves. Does he look too short? Why did we go and get him? Wolves paid 22 million for him.
He's already broke a record for the most tackles in a game.
Right. So what is it? Our owners are penny pinching fuckers. Okay. We are Liverpool supporters. Let's just support our boys. Remove yourself from what the owners do. One fine day they'll go. We'll still support our team. We were there when they came. As far as because I've given them enough of a rope, right? How are you hanging a whole season on Gravenberch, who we've just discovered that he's able to handle a role in which he has never really handled? Yes, like someone was saying in the conversation earlier, Gravenberch was the highest rated youngster during his era. He was even rated higher than Bellingham and Cole. Now he's showing the potential that people saw of him. But the issue is, why are we hanging Liverpool midfield on the shoulders of just a 122-year-old? Is he even 22? 21-year-old? How does that even begin to make sense when we know that the alternatives are something the coach either doesn't want or are not good enough?
Thank you.
Notice how they have, there is no rocket science. It's not happenstance that they kept Tyler Morton. That's why they didn't sell Tyler Morton. Because they know that there will be an exigency in which somebody is going to be needed, and that's why they've kept Tyler Morton. In Slot's mind, and I'm just trying to be a fly on his wall, he rates Tyler Morton ahead of Endo. So we'll see what happens. I just hope it all ends well. But guys, let's be chastened by what happened against Nottingham
What
Forest,
team was
because
Tyler
I
Morton
was there.
playing in?
I was there to see it live, and it wasn't a good look. It was not a good look.
I was about to ask you, did you go to
Yeah.
that game as well?
Yeah, I was there.
You're
I
a
was
bit
there.
of a jinx, Albert.
I was there. I'm probably
Two
going to
you
go to.
beat to.
I'm probably going to go tomorrow as well. So
He
we'll
was
see.
at the Arsenal game last season away.
Oh no.
This season, I've seen every Liverpool home match, including the Seville match, including the practice match. I've seen every Liverpool home match, and the Nottingham Forest match was ugly. It was really ugly. And if people are taking, AC Milan took a page out of it, but they couldn't execute. If we are unable to unlock those low blocks, we're going to have a problem. But that's another discussion. And if we're going to have it, I'm happy to contribute. I think that low block matter has a lot to do with the over-reliance on Mo Salah. But if you guys want to have that discussion, we're able to have that discussion.
Elliot needs to play the 10 against the low blocks, in my opinion.
If I agree with you, totally agree with you. If Elliot was in that game, we wouldn't have lost. If Elliot was around, we wouldn't have lost that game, because he's the only person in our team who is able to basically pick those locks, offer something different around the edge of the box. He's going to try something. Zoboslai was getting all these passes from Gravenberch, and instead of taking a pot shot at the goalkeeper, he's always looking to pass to Salah. I didn't get that bit. I didn't understand that script.
The thing is, what he could have done.
That's the reason why Slot commented on that, basically saying to Dom, you need to score more goals.
Absolutely.
And then the next game, he stopped passing to Salah and he started trying himself. He needs to score more goals.
Notice something. The goal he scored against AC Milan. Did you notice that Salah was not happy that he scored the goal? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, no, Salah was really happy.
Did you see Mo Salah was like, why do you leave it for me? I'm like, what's wrong with you, dude? And even Zoboslai wasn't too sure that he wanted to take the ball. That's the reason why he ended up hitting the post before he went in. So that our low block issue has to be addressed at the level of the over-reliance on Mo Salah. For real. Because if you're watching them live, there are so many things you see, so many things coming from the bench, the things that Trent does that the coach doesn't like, the thing that those moon balls, that low percentage balls that he plays that the coach doesn't like, and he's always trying to instruct him not to do it, trying to tell him to go safe and what have you. Thing is this. We have to figure out how to open up low blocks, because there is 0 point in beating Manchester United 3-0, putting them to the sword and going to lose to Nottingham Forest the next season. We've done it several times before. We beat Bournemouth, was it 7 or 9? Next match we went to lose to Nottingham, this same damn Nottingham fucking Forest. We lost to them again. Then we go beat Manchester United 7-0, and then the next moment we go and lose to this same Bournemouth again. So I just, I'm just hoping things go right tomorrow. Has to go right. We can't afford even a draw in that match. And then we have to hope that Manchester City and Arsenal draw.
I mean,
The solution, right?
Did you see what Virgil van Dijk was doing with Tsimikas in that AC Milan game after he conceded the goal?
Yeah, so
He was dragging him back. He was like, stay back. Like come further back. Otherwise, we're going to get done again on this break, because they did exactly what Nottingham Forest did to us.
the other thing,
goal with
the other
Pulisic.
thing we need to do, is we need to find a left-sided centre back. We need that.
100%.
We absolutely need that left-sided
Preaching to
centre
the
back.
choir.
Yeah.
Eating a dead animal there, man.
Isn't Virgil your left center back though?
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
he's
no,
not
no. I said
technically
a left-sided centre back who's playing as a fullback, like David Hanchko, like Guardiola, like Calafiori, like I can go on and on and on. You need that, because if you
So
are
we can be
playing,
boringer.
sorry,
Go ahead, bro.
I think
Go
we'll
ahead.
sign Luke Bald from
You
Seville.
can get
Because-
Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw plays left center back.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Luke
Hilarious.
Luke
I think
Shaw
we'll
is
sign him.
fat. Luke
Oh,
Shaw
no.
is
Luke
fat.
Shaw
Oh, no.
now? Is that what he said? That'd be
Luke
better.
Shaw is fat, bro. He's just fat.
You know, obviously against Bournemouth right on the weekend. We've got Bournemouth, right? It is Bournemouth we have,
Yeah.
right? On the weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
If they do low block to mid block, right? Because
Right.
they've got the play. They do
They
kind
both,
of play
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
They're quite forward thinking, but they can also, they do have the players to obviously have
It's Anfield too,
put
guys.
a low block in,
Probably
right?
do what you said. Yeah. More like play low block.
Yeah,
If not
but they
mid-block.
but they are quite expansive as well. But
Right.
say they do mid to low block, right? And Szoboszlai plays and he struggles to pick that
Right.
lock, right?
Right.
With no Harvey Elliott in the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys not put McAllister in the 10, right? And then have, I don't know, Gravenberch beside
Endo.
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 No,
That-
just
that-
sooner. I
that
would sooner
seems
say
just
put
put
Cody
Dom there.
Put Cody
Play Dom
Hackbo in
there.
the 10 or something like that, because
No, I don't want to see Cole in that 10, bro. No.
And
If
I
you
get
wanted
that.
to,
I
you
get
could
you don't
just
want to
swap
see
Dom
it, but I mean, like,
Dom and
if
Gravenberch,
anything,
you just swap
if you
Dom
put
and-
Cody in the,
Dom
if
and
you do
Matt.
have him in the 10, then you do have someone that is someone in form right now, and I'd rather see that. But I think I'm still on board with Dominic being in 10.
Yeah, but 12, we're looking for form. We're looking for somebody to unlock that defense. I don't think Cody's got that range of.
Well, I'm not saying that Cody's going to be. He was just saying if you don't play Dom, would you play Cody?
You can
But
switch,
I mean, like,
but you can switch
Yeah.
Dom and Matt. Just switch them.
Switch the pair.
To switch positions.
Played Cody there and it didn't work.
if
out.
that's what
Both
you
do the
want to
same
do.
job.
Certainly, I don't necessarily see it like that either. But
Slot's
Listen,
already said.
Dom
Slot's
and
already said that
Sabot-
Dom can play.
Dom and
play
what's
the,
his name?
defensive midfielder
McAllister
role.
are your two best midfielders. Fact. Harvey Elliott, he can get a worldie, but he doesn't move the needle for me. He doesn't. He just
Harvey
doesn't.
Elliott, for some reason, is developing slowly. You know,
Too slow.
he has
Too
those
slow, too
brilliant
slow.
he has those brilliant moments, and for me,
how old again?
he's
How old is Harvey? How old is Ringlets Rasta? Come on.
How
Well,
old is
Gravenberch.
Harvey? Harvey is
Gravenberch is
21,
starting.
isn't he?
Harvey Elliott's 21.
Yeah,
He's
Harvey is
developing
21,
too
and
slow. The guy's played over
I
150 games.
I expected to see a lot more than I'm seeing. I'm not saying we should sell him though. I'm not
No,
saying
no,
that sell
definitely
Harvey
not.
more. No,
Broken ankle set him back.
sorry.
Did.
Injuries
Massive.
to Harvey Elliott and Curtis has stopped their trajectories. If both of
I
them you've
agree.
seen, and I'm not saying they're on the
I
same
agree.
trajectory, but you
I
can see
agree.
it. Harvey Elliott was on the rise. He got his ankle snapped, and I just basically
I
No,
agree.
but Curtis
But-
had a
back
high
to ground zero.
But
But we
By the way,
haven't
this
again.
By the
But
way,
Pops,
this
I
broken
think-
foot, is it the same foot?
I don't know.
It's
they
a
didn't
foot
say.
and not the ankle, though. It's
They
foot,
didn't
Is it
foot,
the
say.
and
same
not ankle.
foot?
I think it's metatarsal more foot than ankle issue. So it's less.
I'm just
and
thinking,
again,
like,
Chris,
he's had a
you've
lot of
got to do
damage
this
to
for
that
me.
foot already.
I think we already saw. If I can speak, then I think we already saw. I've heard everyone's moans and groans, and I've heard everyone's complaints about the team. But I also know that
I haven't moaned.
we have a
I haven't
team though.
moaned.
I think not you, K-Mac,
Topman,
actually.
who's moaning? Topman, who's moaning? I didn't hear
Uncle
moan.
Albert, you come on moaning, so don't go there. All right, so I'm just saying this. I would say that we do have a. I think that not yesterday, but on the weekend when we saw AC Milan, one of the best cures for a low block, I believe, is what we saw in the Champions League game. And what I've said on my channel too is that we finally got some type of result from our center backs. You can't really even name the last game that we've gotten 2 goals from both center backs in the same game. But one thing that why I'm saying that could be one of the ways we unlock a lot of our problems with these low block teams or going up against these low block teams is because we do have aerial dominance normally in games. We have 2 of the best center backs in that field. But also we end up on average, especially when you're going to go against a low block, you're going to tend to have a lot of corner kicks as well. So you're going to have a lot of crosses going into the middle. We've got to be more clinical, more even creative if we want to get to that with our set pieces, and that could be somewhat of opening up the games for us. The same way that's one of the major reasons why Arsenal, who is basically 2.0 version of City when it comes to defensively minded, not really that offensive minded because they don't have a Haaland, but when it comes to them, they get a lot of their goals from set pieces. They've gotten a lot of their game winners, or at least a lot of their games where they're playing these tough teams, or like just past weekend again, as in they've gotten it from Gabriel getting a header goal. You get,
But
that's
not sustainable.
But
and go
Ansman,
and actually
Let me
spot on.
Let Tuah finish.
I'm
Let Tuah
about
finish.
to end my sentence. Let me just end my lesson.
Let him finish.
If you were able to create that and actually produce goals that way, we could end up bringing out something from low blocks that do lock us down. But every once in a while we will open up a low block despite having to set pieces. Set pieces though could be a very big key to us being able to get through a lot of these low block teams. That's what I wanted to say.
You're right. I mean, I totally agree with you 100%. It's one of the ways, but surely I think that the more what was I saying? The more higher percentage way of getting through a low block is getting Dominic Zoboslai, who has cannons in both feet, to test the goalkeeper from the outside. Let the goalkeeper make a mistake. Let him push the ball back into play. Let him miss it and let it go into the net. That's what Rodri does. I think that the set piece argument is great, but you would agree that the set piece is more of a low percentage opportunity, especially if the other team are good with defending set pieces. For example, like an Everton or even Arsenal, right? They're good with defending set pieces. So you may be better, or you may be better served trying to get Dominic Zoboslai to use his natural gifts to try to unlock the defense, other than always passing the ball to Mo Salah. Because in the Nottingham match, that's what I saw. It was mind-boggling to see what he was doing. It was as if he was afraid to show any initiative. And that's what the coach was alluding to, because you were sitting there and you were seeing it. And Mo was getting irritated when he wasn't giving the ball. So basically, Zobosai simply got the ball, ran into space, and handed the ball to Mo Salah, whether it was a good pass or whether it wasn't a good pass. Because there were other times when Jota will be open, he won't get the ball. Diaz will be open, he won't get the ball. So that issue needs to be looked at. Dominic Zoboslai, the coach is not going, even if what's his name, Elliot was available, the coach is not going to replace Dominic Zoboslai with Elliot unless Zoboslai is injured. So the thing is to encourage Zoboslai to show more initiative.
That's what Mr. Locke said.
When you have a low block, though, you're
You
gonna if you're
expect him to
taking
score
outside
more.
shots. If you are taking a lot of outside shots, you have a lot of people in front of you. But you can score that way from deflections or and the likes. But I mean, I get what you're saying. But if you do corners, then especially some of the corners that we had, you're going to be looking for rebounds. You're going to be looking for the way that we have two of the best crossers in I think in the league, and then we have two of the best players that we see headers. If we can get the kind of results or get the kind of production out of our center backs goal wise that you do see from a Saliba and a Gabriel, then it could be a difference maker for our team. That's all I'm trying to get across as well. When it comes to low blocks.
2014 was the last time 2 Liverpool centre backs scored in a game.
2014, yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah. Lovren and Matip.
Wow.
Apparently, you're looking for a set piece coach now, isn't it?
What's that?
Matip
There
wasn't
is
at
a set
Liverpool in
piece.
2014.
There is a set piece coach
I
actually.
think they have. I think they have one now, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And actually, he was praised at the end of the game or he must have been happy at least because he's been trying to install some new techniques for them to get.
Drink it, or did you?
He's not actually the set piece coach that's doing set pieces for us. He's just one of the
I
coaches.
thought we were looking for one. Yeah,
But
I thought we were actually
but,
looking specifically for a set piece coach.
But he's doing our set pieces. I can't remember his name. But he's
They
not actually the
mentioned
set
they
piece
mentioned
coach.
it in the broadcast over here. They mentioned his
Yeah.
name on the broadcast. That's why I remember.
We just hired
All
two
right.
more coaches, haven't we?
So going back to the part where we was touching on the depth and the quality and stuff, right? And the argument
Talk
is
about
about
Robinson. Talk about Robinson.
about this other player and that other player, Robinson, whoever, right? So this is how I look at it, right? And Chris, I want you to answer me a
Oh, wait,
question.
one second. Guys, you about to leave, guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna head off, man.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah,
All right,
no worries.
take it
Good
easy.
talking with you guys. Have a
Yeah,
good
you
weekend.
too, man.
Calling, Gags,
Take
you
a
should have
bit
got on it.
Sorry, what was that? Sorry.
I had a call in a couple of days ago. You should have got on it.
Oh, I don't think I was live at the time, but yeah, next
another
time if I
one,
do
mate.
catch it, I'll come on definitely.
Defo.
Oh wait, do you have a channel, guys? I didn't know you had a channel. My bad.
Oh no! K Mac was talking about he had a call in on his show.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, you
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
channel. Tell me about it. I'll subscribe to it. That's all.
Oh no!
big
I don't have a channel. bro.
Briggs.
You should. You
Aaron
should.
Briggs.
You're very, very good with your
He's from Manchester City, by the
yeah.
way, Aaron Briggs. In case you didn't know.
Maybe one day, but I'll catch you guys in a bit. See you later.
Yeah,
All right,
definitely
guys,
catch up.
take it easy.
Oh,
Take it, Gab.
sorry.
Thanks for
So,
jumping
Manny,
on,
you
man.
were saying, I'm sorry, you wanted a
Right.
question?
So, like, with my stuff where, as I said, like, I'm not comfortable with the good enough and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I'm always pushing for better, right? And as I said, no disrespect to Curtis and them, but you, Chris, would understand which part I'm coming from, right? Or from when you was serving. What was the current assault rifle that your group used to use? The standard gun.
M4?
Okay. So imagine now you're saying, all right, we have M4s, but our backup weapons would be the M1A1 carbine. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not slighting these players, but I want better every time. I don't want to have to, okay, well, my backup is now a kind of a, it's adequate, but it's not going to get the job
Yeah,
done.
like you don't want your backup to be a water pistol.
There you go.
I mean,
And
I
I'm
didn't
not-
say water pistol. Both
or
those
an
guns kill.
SA-80,
Both
Chris.
those guns are.
Well,
both
what I
those
used
guns
to
are
use
to
an
the business.
SA-80.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
but the M1A1 ain't going to be a weapon that they're going to rely on because they have at least 6 weapons in between that stage, right? And that's all I'm saying. Like, and like K-Mac mentioned it where he said, like, oh yeah, that guy Stiller is pretty good, right? And people always tend to say, oh well, yep, well, if we have these players, they want to play and stuff. Well, I ask the question, what is FSG's policy? Not to make money? So if they have these players and they can sell them and make more money to get more players like this to keep on making more money. Isn't that not a sound philosophy? So I'm confused. You can't have your cake and eat it because, okay, you have players who are on the bench who could be starting. So then now you could be selling these players and making mucho money and bringing in minimum players at a minimum price, but still have a great quality. And that's all I'm asking for.
I've got a question, and I'll throw this to everyone because I think it's an interesting one, because there's a lot of people who obviously think that we're not trying to get good players and we're trying to penny skimp and all that kind of stuff. But Hughes and Edwards clearly said that the only players we're going to sign for Liverpool are ones that are going to make a difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, since that was said, yeah, all of this has come out, by the way, in different media outlets. Whether it's real or not, okay, it is irrelevant. Okay. But you have to. There's got to be some kind of truth to some of it. Otherwise, why would it even be talked about from different countries? So you've got Zubimendi, yeah. Is he tier 1? Okay, so I'm going to do tier 1 or tier 2. Zubimendi, tier 1, tier 2 type player.
He's probably tier 1, right? I'm assuming.
Tier 1.
Probably.
Tier
Yeah,
one
I
for
think
me.
he's tier 1. I think it
was tier 2, but he's become tier 1.
Verts.
Okay, I can live with that. Yeah. Verts? We're getting Verts?
We bidded for him.
Lauren Verts. Yeah.
Lauren
Lauren
Verts.
Verts is tier 1.
Yeah, we bidded for him.
This is new to news to me. We bidded for
in German
Verts.
media. We bidded 84 million for him.
Yeah, I thought it was 75 million pounds. I thought something like that. It was 84 million euros. Or something.
Is he tier 1?
That's zeros.
He is definitely tier 1.
I didn't know we bid for him either. Jesus.
Yep.
That's good. That's
We
hey,
inquired.
I'm happy now. Yeah.
We inquired about Chouameni. Is he tier 1?
He was tier 1 and he was tier 1 for me. Injuries have
Okay.
brought him to tier 2.
We inquired about Chouameni, okay? We watched Edison and spoke to his agent 7 times. Is he tier 1 or tier 2?
2.
We didn't bid for him.
And it's not
We didn't
Atalanta?
bid for him.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
tier 2 too.
We didn't bid for him. Tier 2. Timo Cooper-Mears. We watched him and we spoke to his agents. And we did
He's in-
put a bid in for
he's in
him, and
Juventus
he was
now, right?
available for a while. Is he tier
Tier
1 or
two.
tier 2?
Two.
Yeah. Manu Kone.
Someone
We
put him
looked
at
at
tier
him for
1.
a
but I
while.
got you.
We didn't make a bid.
Who put him
He's
in
gone
tier
to
1?
Roma. Tier
No,
1,
some.
tier 2,
I
Manu
mean, if you
Kone.
talk to some people, yeah, they put him.
Oh man, you
Kone
know
is
he's
tier
not-
2 for
oh,
sure.
man,
I
you know
didn't
he's
say I
not
put him in
tier
tier
1.
1.
Tier 2.
Okay,
I mean, he went
okay.
to Juventus. It's not like he went to a bootleg team or something like that. I mean, Juventus paid good. Juventus paid good money for him.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. But this
Juventus
is the point I'm
right now
trying
is
to make.
the $5 bootlegs you find in the corner store and stuff.
This is the point I'm trying to make. And then the last person who I'm going to mention is Keprin Thuram. We looked at him for a while. We didn't make a bid. He moved to AC Milan.
No, he's Juventus,
Tier 1,
right?
tier 2.
He went to
Tier
Juventus.
2. Tier 2.
Okay. Look at all the players that we didn't bid for. Yeah, that were available and got sold. Tier 2. Look at all the players we inquired about and we made bids for. Tier 1. What do you think Liverpool are doing now that's different from last year? We're only signing players that are going to be in the first team. It's 1 in, 1 out. That's Liverpool's policy now. 1 in, 1 out. We get rid of Robbo, we get rid of Tsimikas, we buy a tier 1 player. We get rid of Endo, we buy a tier 1 player. That's how Liverpool operate now.
But we
It's
have
You can't get rid of both left backs.
Wait.
But that hasn't been shown.
They're the
though.
only guys
wait.
we went for.
Wait.
Go on.
But we haven't done that. All
Yeah, we
you've
haven't
said
done
is we inquired and we bid and we
Didn't
talked
get it.
to, and that's all
And we
good.
didn't- and we got
We haven't
rejected
landed
because
anyone.
club. No, but it doesn't
That's
matter.
not-
It doesn't matter whether
That's
you
not
land
the point
someone.
of what
It's
he's
the
saying.
intent.
Someone said that we have no quote unquote ambition or whatever, that
It's
we don't
the
go for
intent.
tier 1 players.
I-
He's trying to
Forget
what he's trying to
that,
say,
Rob.
Pops,
Nah,
is
but-
that
but
what he's
if-
trying to
if-
say
no,
when
but
he
if
comes-
that's
no,
what-
no,
if that's what this
is that we
conversation-
are going for. We have
If that's what the
inquired
conversation
and not
was
called
about,
for
right?
tier 1 players. whether the tier
to
one
deflect
players
off of
that-
what people are saying in terms of ambition, don't bother then. I'm
No.
fine. Don't worry about that because that's
No.
not me. I'm not interested in
No,
this
I'm going to
ambition
in-
talk.
I'm going to
worry
interject with
about
what 12 saying
So what do you
about
want then?
that,
What do you
that
want?
we
Do you want
bidded.
tier 2 players to come
No,
into the
no,
team
let-
which
no,
aren't
no,
going to
hold-
change us? They're not going to change us.
No, I'm saying to you, if the merit to build this argument was to debunk the fact that we're not ambitious,
They're not
I'm not
going to get in.
interested
They're
because
not
I'm
gonna
not
get,
one
they're
of
not
them
better
people.
than McAllister. They're not better
not.
than Dominic Szoboszlai.
But that's what the coach said already. He said,
Yeah.
the teams of a certain quality is difficult
Exactly.
to get better than what he has. That's up to him then. He wanted
100%.
Zubamendi. That the only one thing I can know is that he wanted Zubamendi and we didn't get
100%.
Zubamendi. That's the only thing that, as far as I'm concerned, I know everything else is just all right, whatever. So the fact that we bid for Verts, that's nice, but we didn't land him. So it doesn't that really doesn't matter to me. In much in the same way we looked at Tony, we didn't buy him.
None
of the two of them are here, so it doesn't really matter to me.
His point, though. I think
No, but
I get where K-Mac's coming from.
no, but
No, but
can I say
I'm-
this?
Can I say
What
something
I'm
real
saying
quick?
is, why are we
Pops,
even trying to make that
Pops,
point? No,
Pops,
K-Mac. Why are we trying to make that point?
Pops,
No,
I
is that-
think-
is that
Pops, I
specific?
think you
Because
contradict-
everybody
Pops,
else
you
thinking
I'm not
contradicting
in
yourself.
that position where we're talking ambition or
Pops.
pull, you know.
Pops, you're contradicting
That is
yourself. This is
ambition,
what
though, Pops.
no,
That's ambition.
Pops.
No.
This is
I-
what
What?
K-Mac is trying to
Trying
say.
to
This is
get
what
the
K-Mac
best.
is trying to say.
How,
K-Mac is
how
trying
did I
to say,
contradict myself?
and I'll tell you simple.
How did
K-Mac
I
is-
just
K-
contradict myself?
Leyland, Bob.
Because when
Is
you
it-
try,
we're gonna
when
be
you
here a while,
bid for a
it's kinda
player,
long.
when you want a player or you bid or you acquire, whatever you want to say, there are so many variables before the player comes to your club. So right now, Pops, if I were to ask you, who is your favorite player that you want to come to PUC right now, if you had a chance?
I don't have one. I don't care.
No, I'm
not
asking
in
you.
that.
Let's
That's
pick
what I'm saying.
Let's pick a
I
player
don't
that
have
you feel.
one.
Okay, then you
I
can
Well,
have
just
one
give him,
player.
give him
Doesn't
some tier
matter.
one.
Musiala.
Okay,
Since it's you, Musiala.
Okay,
Since it's
Musiala,
you.
right? Perfect.
Musiala.
Musiala, perfect. I think he was perfect for Liverpool. What will be the variables that will bring Musiala to Liverpool? What do you think will be the variable for everything to go perfect for him to be playing for Liverpool, holding a Liverpool jersey? That's the part that a lot of times Liverpool fans don't look at. There are so many variables where the player will choose Liverpool. As great and as much as we all love Liverpool, it doesn't mean the player that you're trying to get feel the
He's
same
trying to say,
way.
I wanna go.
And we have to look at that. We never look at that thing.
What-
So when you bid for Musiala, which you know I want Musiala Liverpool, so let's clear that part. When you bid for him, we have the money, we want to pay everything. He could look at you and say, you know what? We raised too much at Liverpool, so I don't want to go. Then what?
Yeah, but again, K-Mac, this is what you just said.
That's
is
what I'm
I was
saying.
going to
Pops.
say,
That's
right?
what I was
That's
saying.
what
Where
Squaz-
where you're using the stuff where we bid for all these tier one players and we may not get them, right? Some of these tier one players may look at us and say, guess what? Y'all are not suiting my ambitions anyway, so I don't want to come here.
I
So-
should read my tune,
So as I said, don't try to spend, well, okay, because we bid for this one and we bid for that one and we bid for this one. Guess what? FSG plan could be, guess what? We could bid for players that we know we're never going to get. Does that mean that's ambitious?
No. But Maddie, couldn't
You're
you
talking
then
nonsense
say
now.
though
That's
what teams?
conspiracy to me.
He told you what teams. He told you what teams those players chose, and the reason why they chose those teams wasn't because they had more clout or they're better suited to go deeper into the Champions League or something like. It wasn't those cases all the time. It was more so. It probably comes down to what they're going to spend or what they're going to make, or maybe it just comes down to I'd rather live in Milan or something like that than have to live in Manchester or wherever they're trying to like whoever's.
But 12, that's what I'm saying. Then
We never
guess
bid.
what?
I was trying to say though
Don't
is we didn't go
try
for
to
tier
sell
2
me.
players.
Don't try to sell me. Well, okay, we're only going to be bringing in tier one players, because if the tier one players don't want to come here, why are we not having an option for a plan B with tier two?
But how do you want to be a great
They're
team
not
and
good
you're going
enough.
for
No,
you're
exactly.
going for somebody lesser than the tier one?
Right.
Okay, so
Not good enough.
K-Mac, how come we didn't
Because
sign
now you're
Jude
then
Bellingham?
saying our
How come we
players
didn't?
our
How come
current
we didn't
players are
sign
pro too.
Tchouaméni? How come we didn't sign Mbappe?
Well, those were
Mbappe
dumb-
went to. They all
No,
went
no,
to
no,
Real
no, no.
Madrid.
I asked the question.
They all went to Real Madrid.
Mbappe,
Okay, but
apparently,
again-
Mbappe offered. Mbappe wanted to come here, and
Yeah,
apparently
that's a
Liverpool
pipe dream.
had a deal
Yeah.
set up for it to happen.
Listen,
Yeah,
But the
No,
thing is,
no,
just because they
Toffman,
don't want to come to
Toffman,
Liverpool doesn't mean we don't
Toffman, I'm
try.
happy. I'm happy you bring up the Mbappe thing, because we are just being told after the fact that Liverpool nearly signed Mbappe. We are just being told after the fact that Liverpool nearly signed Florian Wirtz. It's
thank
always
you.
But Albert, why
nearly.
should they tell you though? I don't get it. Why should they always tell you what they're doing? Did
Because
you
they
know that
want
we
to,
were signing
I
Fabinho?
know.
Nobody knew we were
That
signing
sounds good.
Fabinho. You just happen to know that we happened. I
Kwesi,
don't get that. No, wait. I don't
no,
get
no.
that part.
Kwesi, let me finish my point, please.
I want to know
What
that
do you
part. Please
mean? What do you
explain.
mean by why do they always have to tell us? Then why do they have to tell us anything at all? Why
They
did they
didn't
tell
tell
us they
you
were going
anything.
after Zubimendi? Why did
When
they
did
tell
you?
us they were going
For
after
years.
Zubimendi?
They
They told
didn't
us they were
tell you
going after
anything.
Zubimendi.
They
exactly.
didn't tell you anything.
Listen. Our team is not a cult. Our team is not
Let's
a
send them
religious
on.
cult.
No.
Let's send them on.
Your
It's
team is not
no.
your
Kwesi,
job as a fan. No.
Kwesi,
Wait.
let me finish.
I
You
heard
can
you,
no.
Uncle Albert.
Let me finish. I was
Okay,
making
let
a
me finish,
point. Please
Patrick.
let me
Hold on,
finish
hold
my
on.
point.
Let me finish,
Listen,
Patrick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kwesi, they cannot decide that they're going to have their cake and eat it. Don't come and tell us after the fact when fans are upset that, oh, we're trying to get this and we're trying to get that. Then when it suits you, you tell us, oh, we are trying to get Zubimendi, and you put all that out in the media. If you don't have to do
First
it,
of
then you don't
all,
have to do it.
Uncle Albert, let's if you want to go from step to step, they never told anybody that they were going to sign Zubimendi.
They
Ornstein
did.
is the one.
Yes,
They
they
did not.
did.
I was leaked from
They
Spain.
did not. They did
They
not.
did.
At the time, no, Uncle, let me finish. Just like you did.
Unless of course
Let me
PS,
finish.
PS and Co are not.
Okay.
We were all reading that they wanted.
Okay.
We were
Can I finish?
taking through. We were taking through the Zubimendi nightmare. We went
Okay.
through
Can
it
I
from
finish like you
A
did?
to Z.
Uncle Albert, can I finish like you did? Thank you. So Zubimendi, when Zubimendi became apparent that Liverpool was going after him, the deal was almost done. Hence the reason why even Ornstein, who was the first person to break it, said Liverpool is going after a specific player. He never mentioned the name. The following day, and I believe Fabricio is the one who mentioned the name, or one of the journals from Spain who mentioned the name. Liverpool has never mentioned any name until somebody from somewhere decides to come in and say it. So you cannot say they eat their cup and eat it too. You're the one who is choosing to believe whoever printed that, right? So when 12 Man says, after the fact, we were told that Mbappe wanted to go to Liverpool because he wanted to leave PSG so bad, that is your choice to believe what he's saying or not to believe it. But you cannot say, well, why are they telling us after the fact? Why should they tell you? If they
because
tell
they're
you,
spin masters.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they are. Your job is to support.
They're like a politician. They lie a lot.
Everybody is a politician.
Seriously?
Everybody is
honestly,
a politician. Come on.
Like
We have to
have
cover
you seen some of the reports that these transfers have come from? It's nothing to do with FSG. They're from France, they're from Germany, they're from Spain, they're from Portugal. It's nothing to do with FSG. All of this stuff's coming out now is because it's the past.
K-Mac.
It's the past.
K-Mac, you're not understanding. I don't give a shit about what came out or what never came out.
Mate, if
From
players
day one-
reject us,
From
reject
day
us,
one,
hang on a
I
minute.
always said
If players
FSG
reject
is
us,
a shit
that's not
owner. They're
Liverpool
spin
FC's fault.
masters. End of conversation.
Liverpool FC's fault. That's not FSG's fault if players reject us.
I don't care if the cap fit it's going to wear on
if
them.
players reject us, and we know that there's a pattern of players reject us,
How do we know
surely-
that they're not going to say
hold on,
yes?
hold on.
if you don't
Surely
ask?
there must be a policy in place to say if A rejects us, we'll do B. Surely. I mean, if the pattern is there,
Uncle
then there
Albert,
should be a
give
remedy.
me a plan B to Zubimendi, who's you know the profile that the manager wants.
There's
And
lots,
I'll
man.
give you.
tell me
I'll give you.
exactly.
There's a
That's
few,
that's
man.
really
Give me
easy. That's
exactly
really
players.
easy. That's really easy.
Yeah, give me
Anton
That's
Stark.
example. Yeah,
That's
thank
really
you.
easy. Anton Stark. Really easy.
Who?
That's
Who?
really easy. Anton Stark.
Who?
Anton
He's not
Stark.
tier one.
The
If you
German
don't know
man.
about
Tier
him,
one.
read up about
Oh,
him.
From where?
Because
I never heard of
before he plays for Hoffenheim.
Stuttgart.
Before
Hoffenheim is Stuttgart.
it. Wait, somebody says Stuttgart. Somebody says Stuttgart.
No,
Somebody says
Hoffenheim.
Hoffenheim. Which one?
I don't
has
know.
he
I heard
moved
about
from
it.
Hoffenheim?
I don't know where he is. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know
The
who he is.
last I knew he was playing for Hoffenheim. If he's moved to Stuttgart, I don't know. But
I
it's
don't
the
know.
same player,
Okay.
Anton Stark.
All right.
I'm saying
So,
that you
Uncle
see,
Albert, before you continue,
well, see, this is not
Zubimendi,
an interrogation. This is not an
wait.
interrogation. We are not in the
I
guard
asked you
room.
a question. No. I asked you a
Well,
question
I've
and then you
answered,
answered.
so let me make my point.
No. But
This
the
is not a
question, you didn't
guard room
let me finish.
interrogation.
Let me finish. If you put Zubimendi and you put whoever you just mentioned, does that person that you mentioned come straight to Liverpool first team 11 like K-Max said?
We are going to, if all things stay well, and they normally don't, you are going to play 80 matches. You can't play Gravenberch in 80 matches. That's the point that Manny is trying to make. You can't
But
play
that's not what
Gravenberch in 80
the
matches.
manager said.
But
That's
we're
not
also
what the
not going.
manager said.
So
That's not
this
what the
point
manager
about
said.
a player has to the player has to be a starter before he comes to Liverpool is complete bullshit.
But
Otherwise,
then
we
you
wouldn't
are
have been out. Otherwise, we wouldn't have
contradicting.
been buying Mamadashvili. Mamadas
No, then
fucking Vili is not going to start over, or he's not
hence
going to start over Allison. That's
it
not
doesn't
happening.
matter. First of all, I don't need for you to be cussing. Number
No,
two,
I'm not
just
cussing.
like
I'm not cussing. Listen,
hold on.
This
I
thing,
got
this
you.
thing,
I got you.
I don't.
Let
Kwesi,
people
you are
speak.
trying to
Uncle,
do a guard room
Okay, let
interrogation. I
me
haven't
get one
committed a
at a
let
crime.
time. Come
people
on,
speak.
come on.
Don't do what I'm doing. Don't worry about what
No,
I'm saying.
because you ask a question like, stop. No, stop. This is not a guard room interrogation. I'm not at
Okay,
a police
fine. Can I
station.
speak now? Okay, now let people speak. Just like Uncle Pat said, we need to bring players who are gonna make us better. So we can't say we're going for Zubimendi and his option is below him, just like K-Max is
Before
saying.
Zubimendi scored that, before Zubimendi played in the second half of the Euro final, who knew him? Who knew
That's
him?
right. Facts.
Thank
Who
you.
said
Facts.
Who knew
who
him?
said nobody
Facts.
knew him?
I'm sure
Who said
Liverpool
you
did.
said okay?
Who
So
said,
now let me use your own principle.
yeah, use my
You said
own.
you knew him. You said
Yeah.
you knew
Did you
him.
watch him
Who
in the
knew him?
Champions League?
Everybody knew him because he was in Champions League.
How do you know everybody knew him? Let me use your own logic. How do you know everybody knew him? How do you
Thank
know?
you.
That's the same thing. Nobody knew whoever you were mentioning it.
Exactly. So
Zubimendi,
as far as we were concerned,
Zubimendi.
Zubimendi
No,
was also
let
a
me
whoever.
finish.
As far as we were concerned, Zubimendi was also a
Was
whoever. That's why you should have a plan B.
No,
That is why you should have a plan B. Zubimendi was a whoever until the second half of the Euro final. He was a complete
No,
whoever.
that's
Nobody knew
you.
him.
That's you. That's
No,
you.
it's all I
Albert.
know him
No,
because
that was
I
you.
watch
Albert.
almost every game I
No,
watch.
no.
I'm saying
That
as
was
far as
you.
you are concerned, he was a
Bayern
whoever.
Munich,
First of
and
all,
Arsenal tried to sign him.
last year, Barcelona wanted to sign him. Arsenal
The
wanted to sign him in January.
only person who has been
You talking,
constantly
not let
mentioned
everybody speak.
Zubimendi has been K-Mac. Nobody knows who the fuck he was.
First of all, you need to let people talk.
Only K-Mac has been going on about Zubimendi for the last
Fine.
1.5
But
years.
guess what?
Nobody has
Who
been
else?
mentioning him.
Who
Nobody
else?
knew who he was.
Who else did everybody
I need to
wanted?
calm it
Edison.
Because Zubimendi wasn't the
We've
player type.
mentioned Cook Miners.
Exactly.
You know,
You the one who
going
didn't know
into
about
this
Zubimendi.
going into this season, the name that was on the lips of most of us was Edison. I don't
Because of
even
what?
think they went
Because
close
of
to
what?
Edison.
Because of what? Because
Well,
everybody.
because of the way he played us against us in
No,
the Europa League.
Good. That's only half of it. Because the way he plays reminds everybody of how Klopp plays. Nobody knew how Slot was gonna play. So everybody said, bring Edison in because that guy reminds us of how Klopp's players play. Action, running, pressing, all that kind of stuff. When everybody figured out that Slot does not play like that anymore, that's why he went after Zubimendi. It became sense. Hence the reason why the manager have said repeatedly, until I find somebody who's better than what I have, we are not even going to go search. We are not going to go for plan B. Now, if your plan B is identical, close to Zubimendi, then yes, you are making sense. But if you're going to bring somebody who is a tier 2, tier 3 and say, oh, we just need players, then why are we buying players in the first place? The goal is to make Liverpool better. He already said today, it doesn't matter who we would have brought, Gravenberch still would have been playing. So that means he wanted very 4 solid midfielders. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and somebody like Zubimendi. Until he gets those 4, he's not going to waste money because somebody somewhere wants Liverpool just to spend money so that they are happy. We are not trying to win transfer window league. We're trying to win the Premier League. And people need to put that in their head. There's a difference. So we can't be mentioning players and keep saying, oh, option B, option that. Gravenberch is not going to play that. Fine. The manager said, I want this guy, and I'm not going to get an option B. If it doesn't work, guess what? We could go to the manager and say, my friend, what do you mean you didn't have anybody else? So let the manager cook.
So in other words, what I'm hearing is we should go back to the Klopp era where after we won the Champions League, there was no midfielders in the world to sign. So for 3 years, we fluctuated. Well,
But you just said you
not
want
true, but
players
that's-
who are as good as the one we have. That's what you said.
no.
For 3 years, we've gone after. For 3 years, we've gone after a tier 1 6, and
Tier
we
one.
just unfortunately did not get them.
And
That's
again,
the reality of it. Though.
and then
That's the reality.
in
That's
practical,
facts.
so in
As
practical
I-
As
terms,
my man
in
K-Mac would say,
practical
right?
terms, you're telling me that if I am going to
That's
work
just
and I
facts.
don't get my goddamn lift or my ride, then you know what? Taking a taxi is not an option. Bullshit. Y'all can go to hell with that nonsense. And no disrespect meant by that anyway, but bullshit. If you don't have a plan B, then you ain't got a goddamn plan A to begin
That's
with.
right. Agreed. I agree with you, Marty. You have to have a plan
I mean,
B.
let me
Every
ask you
plan
guys
A has to
something.
have a plan B.
Let me
Has
ask
to.
you guys.
Guys,
Did you watch?
plan
Did
B?
you watch?
Why can't
Did you
plan
watch?
B?
Guys.
Did you watch Arsenal Atalanta yesterday? Did you guys watch
Guys, when
Arsenal
are we
Atalanta
ever
yesterday?
going to learn? Like, Liverpool aren't signing players for you. Like,
Yeah,
they're not buying players for
Say that
you.
again.
This is
Say that
possibly
When
the
are we
most
ever
I've
going
ever
to
agreed with
learn?
K-Mac on an
Here-
episode in my life.
Here we go.
Well,
Here we go with the bullshit, right?
Incidentally,
FSG not
different
signing
dimension
players
here.
for us, but why did they want? But when they didn't qualify
Big up,
for the
K-Mac.
goddamn Champions League and they saw a loss of money, then they all of a sudden they wanted to step up their game. Man, you all sound like a bunch of FSG lollipops.
incidentally, Kwesi, before you joined the stream, I don't know whether you were listening, but I said that we were not going to go and get Zubimendi because they've solved the problem with Gravenberch. My only question was, so if Gravenberch is not able to play for some reason because he will not be able to play every game this whole season, then who's next? Because I don't think
That's the manager's problem.
Who's next is this. It's a simple answer, Albert. The simple answer is this. Not every team that we go up against is going to be set up to be deficient if we have Endo or we have Jones involved in it. Like, I get that putting another player that you don't rate in that role isn't sufficient for you.
That's
But
not even a problem for me. The coach just told all of us he doesn't like to rotate.
Let people land.
Wait a minute.
All I'm trying to say is there will be different types of role or different strategies that we can utilize with our team on other by the games that we play, whether it's cup games, whether it's obviously Champions League games. We're going to use different formats. I didn't expect him to make 2 substitutions in the Champions League, to be honest with you. I thought he would make it in the Premier League if we're going to start trying to do this rotation, but he chose the Champions League to do it. Obviously, big games, which a Champions League game was, is not necessarily something to divert him from making changes in our rotation. So you'll see changes in the rotation, and when necessary or when needed, we will see rotation to this midfield. And it'll be maybe not the midfield that you want to see, but it will be a midfield that has some form of a breakdown that will be able to possibly take on our opponents and still be able to be dominant.
And all I heard
Dogman, real
was
quick. How many players are allowed? EPL players are allowed to sign.
Are allowed to say one? I didn't hear the last part.
Each team are allowed to sign how many players for the season? EPL.
How many? Oh, what do you mean have on the roster? On
the roster.
If you have homegrown, it's 25, I believe. But
25.
If you don't have enough homegrown players, it's 23.
There's a whole lot of nomenclatures, homegrown, underage, but essentially it's supposed to be 25. But it's more because there are other reasons why some other players can play. Like if the players are under a certain age, they don't have to be part of the 25. There's a whole gamut of stuff. I don't know the exact details, but I think the number is 25.
Okay. So to come back to what Uncle Albert said, that the Zubimendi situation. The manager just said today, because they asked him about Zubimendi and said we need to move on, right? He said even if we have Zubimendi, Gravenberch will still be playing the amount of minutes he's playing right now.
I'm glad to hear that too, by the way.
So what does that? I'm gonna ask everybody. I'm gonna ask everybody. What does that mean to you when you hear that?
It means that I personally think that it means that Grava has shown this coach that he is up to the task. And that he's a player
he's clearly shown it. He's clearly shown it for me. And before Kwesi, before you came, like I was saying, I said that I don't think Liverpool are going to spend 50 something odd million getting Zubimendi after what Gravenberch is doing. And if they don't do it, they're right.
No,
What I
I'm
am
saying, I'm saying, Uncle, with what you just said, right? With what you just said, the managers today said, even if we had Zubimendi, right? Even if Zubimendi said yes and he came to Liverpool, Gravenberg would have been playing the same amount of minutes he's playing currently.
on that note, they are not getting Zubimendi. That's it. He's done. He missed the boat.
I did at the start of the show, or when I jumped on, I did explain the reason why Zubimendi would be a brilliant fit for Liverpool, because he wouldn't kick up a stink if he didn't play all the games. He wouldn't. He's not that type of guy. Like he would come to the club and he would just get on with it, and he would see this as a really good opportunity to put himself on a better stage. But he won't be the guy that'll expect to play every single game. Like,
No.
it's just not in his nature. You just need to look at the guy in more detail. Like, he will run through brick walls. Like, he would be the 4th tier 1 midfielder we'll have at our team. And there's not many teams in the world that have got that many midfielders that are star men for their national teams at such a young age, where they've got another 5 years of top level football before they hit real peak. You know, that is an unbelievable midfield we'd have if we get Zubimendi in January.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
K-Mac, can I
will.
say this? Can I just say this,
Yeah,
right?
go ahead.
And as I said, whatever y'all are saying, yeah, tier one, okay? But as I said, I want to hear plan B, because if you don't do plan B, you're not worth it. Because, okay, let's go now to playing on the football field, right? You have 11 men starting, right? Correct? One guy gets a red card. Don't you not have a plan B to how to play with 10 men? Yes or no?
No, we do.
right.
Of course you
Okay,
have.
I drop my mic and I walk away.
You take your attacker off.
You take your attacker off, yeah.
Take your
But
attacker
you
off.
see,
But
But you have a
Madi,
plan B. I drop my mic and I
Actually, you
walk
probably
away.
know what your plan B is.
How
You
you
take
broke
the
away?
attacker off. You take your attacker off and you put Endo in. How about that?
No, tell Maddie to hold
12,
the mic.
you're missing the
Oh,
point.
no, Maddie, take the mic back. Don't drop it. Take it
I'm
back
just,
out.
Is that not a plan B? Yes or no?
I'm
Is
just
that not a plan B?
Hold on, Matty. Don't most top teams in the world have tier 1 people sitting on their benches, tier 1 players? So why what's the problem?
Because exactly what Chris said earlier about, if you really take a look, because I actually did bring this up. If you really take a look at cities, even City's always the acclaimed team that everyone talks about and the likes. Look at City's team. City was fortunate to have a Foden in last year and Alvarez, who happened to be so versatile that they were like they had the versatility of like a Gomez has on our back line, in that they were able to play striker if Holland's hurt, or they were able to play a winger if this player was hurt, or they were able to play the 10 if KDB was hurt. That was all from either Alvarez or Foden.
Must be.
We had two players like that, absolutely. But then that gets washed over because people think City is so deep. But then you look at their other players aren't even near that caliber of player. But yet we're all talking about tier ones, and not saying that we couldn't use tier ones. Sure, on the bench, we'd love to have them. But you got to recognize that every team in the league has players that are squad players, players that fit roles, players that are important for whatever role that they're deemed to play. And that's simply it. And then you roll with that. You're going to have injuries. We have to get through them. Hopefully we don't have as many injuries as we had in the past. But going forward, that's what our team is constructed. And we are, just like K-Max said, going after tier 1 players. And our plan B is, we are confident that we have enough good players or very good players that can hold it down if we can't get to that spot of getting that tier 1 player or getting those other players that we're all talking about.
You see, what the coach said.
Have you heard what Ian Daniels said?
Just a second, please. What the
go on.
coach said about if Zubimendi was in the team, Gravenberch will be getting the same minutes if he said that. I don't think it's accurate though. I mean, if Zubimendi had come in, if Zubimendi had, Kwesi, let me finish, please.
Yeah.
If Zubimendi had come into our team, he was going to start. How was he going to give Gravenberch the same minutes?
I tell you,
Zubimendi didn't
it's very
come.
simple.
That's why we unlocked Gravenberch. It's just logical. But
No, Uncle.
but
Look at it this way. Real quick. Pop said it earlier before I joined the show. He said right now he will want to see who McAllister switch with Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai is the one that we worry about because he burns himself out real quick. You see how much he runs. So if you have Zubimendi and Gravenberch playing the pivot, you could play McAllister as a number 10.
fine.
Szoboszlai gets a break. So what the manager said makes sense because now guess what? You have 4 tier 1 midfielders, right? Even though if Gravenberch is a tier 1 or 2, however it is, right now he's playing like a tier 1. If you have four of them and you rotating them, is it good for Liverpool or do you think there's a drop off when you rotate one of them?
So Kwesi, listen, guys. Look at our team. If you look at our team, in every position, and let me just, because I've thought through this before I'm saying it, in every position, we have a backup player, essentially. In every position. If you look at the starting 11, we have a backup player, except for the half-back position that we've been going over and over and over and never getting anybody and always trying to end up having to mold somebody to fit or bring in a stopgap. And for me, that is a problem. You see, we need. Like I said before, because like you when I started, I said, as for me, these days I've just made up my mind. I support the team. Whatever happens, when I get to show up, I get to show up. If I don't get to show up, I don't get to show up. But beyond that, if you look at the number 2 position, we have 2 players. 3, we have 2 players. Center backs, we have 2 players each. Left wing, we have 2 players each. On the advent of getting Chiesa, we have 2 players each for the right wing. We have 2 players for the center forward position. The only place we are lacking 2 bona fide players is the halfback position, and I'm asking why. Why? Because it is clear that the coach.
We've got 3.
You've got 3, but 2 of them, one of them is a fruitcake. The second one, the coach doesn't regard. The coach has absolutely no regard for Endo. We know that.
How do we know that? Because
he's played in games.
He has played Endo though.
He's played Endo in 2 games so far.
Yeah.
Out of the 5 games he played, he's played him in almost half the games.
How many minutes?
Because the guy, it doesn't matter. The guy in front of him is playing very well.
We've already won, and there's like a minute left to go.
But Uncle Albert, why should he? That's the whole reason why people were saying the game against Forest, people wanted him to stop. I wanted him to make rotations, right? But he feels like this is what is working. He's not going to bend it.
You see, the game against Forest, and once again, like I said, not to belabor the point, I was seeing what was going on with my eyes. The coach himself, maybe the coach himself
I'm glad I'm not talking about the Nottingham Forest game.
Yeah, I know.
The coach himself, if you realize, if he himself has it to do again, you realize that he shouldn't have played Trent and Bradley in the same game. It just ended up messing up everything. That's just my take. He should have brought on Endo at some point, given that we actually had the low block. So I agree with you, Kwesi, and then sprang Gravenberch forward, but he didn't do that. Maybe next time he will have another thingy. But that's why I'm saying that it doesn't look to me, and it's all subjective, really. But it doesn't look to me like he rates Endo at all. So
he may not, but because Gravenberch right now is balling out of control. So it's
he
very
didn't
hard
break
to
Endo
take.
at all. Okay,
He
Quasi, come a little close. Get a little close to your mic. It's really hard.
You're
to
talking
hear
into your
you.
pillow, fam.
Yeah.
He never really because he never even acknowledged.
Quasi has to
But if he
whisper.
did-
Remember, he's in prison and stuff with Diddy and stuff.
But anyway, before we get into that, if he didn't rate him, guess what? He wouldn't be on the act. He wouldn't be on the roster, or he wouldn't be on the game time roster. Okay, the game sheet, and that's the thing is that Endo did get minutes or has gotten minutes, but 2, I was looking at this today, yesterday, the day before this too. You look at our roster and you think about it. Look, there was even a point where I had a player off that I didn't just recognize that I didn't include it. But on our bench, if you look at our bench, Elliott is obviously hurt at the moment. But if you look at our bench has 9 capable players. Okay. With Ali and Kelleher playing. I'm not saying Yaros is a good player, but I'm not necessarily saying that he's like the answer. What I'm getting at is that Elliott is not a part of that 9 that I'm talking about on the bench currently. So that means that one of those players on the bench is going to have to take a seat. You know, that's not including also there's another player, or if you rate Neoni the way I do it, it's not Neoni on the bench. It's not a couple of the players that we've been playing, that we've been talking about. In the sense of we talk about 23, 25 players. That's all well and good, but realistically, it's about having 20 players that are active and able to play on game day. It's great to have 23, 25 players, but those players aren't getting called up to the team. So Endo is and has been consistently called up to the team, and we've been relatively healthy going up to this point. Only player that was really hurt was Elliott, now Ali, but only Elliott. So if you look at it, that means that he rates him enough that he's putting him in the roster. He's putting him on as an option, because there's times when I remember I went at it with Drifty, like as in he was angry because we brought in Curtis Jones, for instance, in that game, and he's like, well, why did we bring in Curtis Jones? And I'm like, well, because we had Kwanzaa, I think Simicast, and we had basically 3 defensive players on Gomez on the bench, you know. So you can only have so many different players that fit certain roles. We happen to be fortunate that we have a couple of players that are versatile enough to produce some types of options for us, and aren't slotted to be only a right winger or only a left winger or only a left center back or only a left back. We've been fortunate to have that. But that's the reason why you have to look at our team is unique in that the depth that we're talking about, I believe, is somewhat there. I would like to see another player or maybe possibly 2. But then if you get those players, just as K-Mac was regarding, you have to there's going to be some tough choices for some of these players. Some of these players are going to have to get dropped. I'm not saying that you can't make them, but I'm just saying that there are going to be.
It's called competitive edge.
That's right. That's part of being a football player.
And the thing that I would like y'all to do, because I have no idea to do it, but y'all are the professionals doing it. I want to see y'all keep ratings of all these players throughout the year until the end of the season. And then, according to their play time and according to where we finish, I want to hear what part of the blame that they're going to carry when said, oh, well, this person wasn't good enough, that person wasn't good enough, right? Y'all like to print receipts. So
yes, we do.
So let's keep it a buck 100. Mm-hmm. Start keeping detailed records of these players and them. So when they come on and they don't perform good, and oh well, in this game, if it was because of this one we lose the game, and then at the end of the year, I want to hear what would be the excuses then when I said, you know what? I am not saying we want a tier 1, but shit, if we can't have a goddamn even better backup that other teams are watching and saying, well, we want this player on the team, I'm sorry, that's lacking ambition, because that's what you want on your team. That when other players see them, they're looking at it and saying, okay, you know what? We might be able to steal a player from the 11, but guess what? We could hurt them by taking one of their substitute or impact players. That's what I look at when you're creating a team. I'm not saying I want 100%, but if a next team can't look at me and be jealous of what is on my bench, I'm sorry. Lack of ambition. There's no plan B.
And Maddie, right now, nobody's jealous of our bench, to be honest.
You know, let me add a little bit to what Uncle Buddy is saying.
I know, Rasta,
that
was harsh. I'm going to get
when,
on you for saying that.
Yeah, man. You don't think that there's teams out there that want Kwanzaa?
You know what you said to our fan? We have capable.
No. I am not talking about youth players, okay? I'm not counting Kwanzaa and stuff, because if I remember correctly, a little while ago, it had people who was slating Konate and wanted to promote Kwanzaa. Okay,
Oh, absolutely.
So
That
let's
was a month ago.
so let's get it correctly. I'm not talking about the youth players and them that have potential. I'm talking about these other players that you can sign to supplement your team, a plan B.
But we
right?
have Gomez, who a lot of teams were looking at during the summer. They couldn't
A lot of
afford it.
mid-tier teams.
So guys, Muddy, let me add a little bit to what you're saying. You see,
Bayern Munich, Newcastle.
we've all heard that Allison. We've all heard that Allison is injured, right? He won't play tomorrow, but nobody's in a panic. Why?
Thank you.
Because you got a capable
Why
backup.
we should be panicking?
Because we have a capable backup. We know
Exactly.
we have a
So
capable backup.
That's the point Albert was saying and Maddie. We need a backup. It doesn't have to be a tier 1. We need a proper backup.
Yeah, but Kelleher, Rasta, let's be honest.
K-Mac, answer this question.
Crazy.
How many teams wanted to buy Kelleher this year?
I believe there were at least 2 that came out. They didn't give us the money that we wanted.
Okay. Well, no. They didn't give us the money. I'm not buying that story. They realized that they had to keep Kelleher for at least one more season before they let him go.
No, they don't have to, because they could have brought in Georgie Mashashvili to be his number 2, because Allison had
No. Could have, should have, would have, don't count.
But that's the whole plan. That's part of the whole plan. They planned. Let me finish.
There's no if in a dictionary.
Yes, but whatever it is, you can't just make decisions without having like you said, a plan A and plan B. So their plan A was we're gonna bring this kid. We're gonna bring this kid, but we're not letting this one go yet, because Kelleher have said he wants to play first team football. He has always said when Klopp was there. Somehow, someway, Liverpool have figured a way to convince him to stay. He's not pulling up a fuss. He's not refusing to do anything that Suarez and Coutinho did. But we know for at this point, he's also getting closer to the end of his contract. So Liverpool will have to bank on him. Next season, he's gone for sure. I know he's gone.
If we saying Ali's going to see next season and Kelleher is going next season,
I don't think Ali's going next season. I don't think Ali's going next season. Because, and I'll tell you why.
He doesn't have to go next season.
I'll tell you why.
He doesn't have to go next season.
Yeah,
he still
next
has a
season.
contract.
Let me tell you why I think Kelleher will go next season. Because World Cup is coming after next season. Allison is not leaving next season and go someplace where he can be the number 1 goalkeeper at Brazil. That's why I'm saying possibly Mashashvili will be back next season. Or he might even stay.
Kelleher will also leave because his contract is up in 26. So we have to sell him.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. And the part that with Kelleher is Liverpool is in the driving seat because he wants to play. So he will want to leave. So that's the plan.
Do you get the point?
It will be madness for us to let Allison go before his contract, and even after his contract, we should renew his damn contract. Crazy! Are you going to let Allison go?
But that one right now, the good thing,
Saudi Arabia comes to 150 million.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go. He said it. He wants to stay. He may want to He may want to increase his contract. We don't know. But at the end of the day, guess what? I'm not worried.
I'm not worried. Allison's contract expires in 27, right?
Yeah.
2027.
Ali's not leaving for free. There's no way. That would be the stupidest business ever.
2027, crap.
I know, but
he already said that. He already came out in the news.
Allison can play football till he's 40 years old.
At the end of the day,
he already came out and said that he wants either a new contract or he'll play out his contract with Liverpool.
Exactly.
So
just like
but we don't want him to play out his contract because then he's gone for free, innit?
Right. I'm not saying.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, this is what Pop used to say. He said you can't force the player to leave or sign a new contract. So then what?
If he doesn't want to sign his contract, he just doesn't sign a contract. That's the part. That's sometimes where I don't understand. Like people, I get that it's kind of like when you speak to people on the internet and then you have these conversations, whether it's about the formation or about like the players that we utilize now, if it's about like players' contracts and how they work and transfers, it's like we can all say these things out loud till for verbatim, but it seems like some people just doesn't sink in. Players, the team, and whatever team is going to be bidding for him are the three parties that are majorly involved in the transfer. And then you even factor in players' family and stuff like that have influence over the player. You have to even factor that in. But ultimately, it comes to Ali. Ali's decision is going to be how he feels about Liverpool, how he feels about the club, the future that he has with the club, and it's going to get down to obviously what he feels about is his life's path, like where he's at in his life and what he wants to do. I think that was very similar to what Bobby chose, and that's the reason why Bobby did leave on a free. And I believe that is the reasons why some other players have gone their separate ways when they could have stayed or they could have signed new deals, or players were saying how much that we wanted them to stay, whether it was like Mane or players like that. Sometimes, some cases, players end up making decisions on their own, whether it's the right one or the wrong one. And we got to hope that, and I guess some pray, some don't, but just hope the best that Ali chooses the right decision. I'm hoping that these three decisions that are on the books right now, or on the table right now with Trent, especially, but BVD and Mo all get settled, and they all get some type of an extension personally.
And
I mean,
Ali has come out and said that his contract is not important. He said the other three are more important than his.
Right.
He said I can
Right.
stay or I can leave or I can can extend. So
Quasi, wait, hold up. Don't get off the point, man. The point that Uncle was saying is that why are we not scared because Adrian?
Adrian.
Exactly. You thought Ali would say whatever too, right?
Wait.
I know.
Why are we not nervous that Ali's injured? Because we got a capable backup, right? Imagine
that's the whole
Kelleher
point.
was there and it was Adrian. Wait, let me cook. Imagine Adrian was their backup. Would you be this confident going into the game? Would you?
No. That's the reason why I'm saying that's why the whole thing about the manager.
That's the plan B they're talking about, Quasi.
But
That's
the plan B
whole
has to
thing.
be adequate. No, but Rasta, this is the part where I think we are all losing the plan B option, right? The manager said his plan B has to be close or identical to what he has. That is his plan B. We're talking about just go buy anybody and bring it in.
No, we're not saying that.
Which part did we say that?
But that's what Liverpool fans have been saying. Just go buy somebody.
No,
We're saying from day since I've been here, I've said when
Quasi.
the manager went for a profile like Zubimendi, that means that's exactly the type of player that he wants.
You're
That's
saying
why
that no
let me
players
finish.
supposed to be Mendy up.
Let me finish. Let
No
me
players.
finish.
Come on, man.
Can I finish, please? So that's why I asked Uncle Albert. I said, okay, you know the profile that we want. Who is identical in the same profile or the same skill level as Zubimendi? He mentioned the guy from Hafenheim or Stuttgart. Right now, we have a goalkeeper that the drop-off between him and our number one is not that much. So if Liverpool needs a number 6, we can't just go buy any number 6 because we need a number 6.
Question.
Quasi,
Ever
you never
since,
hear us saying about a 6.
ever
We're
since
talking about the bench.
Amadi, one second.
We talk about the bench.
Because ever since we linked up on YouTube and we became familiar with each other and all that, every time we need a player or in every conversation we've had, everybody has had an opinion on what kind of player or which player we should get.
Good point. Which one does want?
Hold on, bro. It's subjective.
No, what does the manager want? Whatever you and I are speaking is foolishness compared to what the manager wants. So what does the manager want?
Sometimes we've also known that sometimes what the manager has wanted is foolishness, and it has manifested as foolishness. I can talk about
And that's
Atamele.
hindsight. That's hindsight.
There are so many. So we the supporters are not exactly as foolish as you may think we are.
So we the supporters know better than the manager who.
No, we don't know better, but the manager, but the reverse is also true because we have seen certain really crap players like Keita. We went to buy 40-year-old Keita. We said he was 24.
Okay, now you
How's
going
Naby
let's
getting-
stick to the
How is Naby getting strains in this
Now
one?
we just being
So
now
how
we
is
just
he
going too
strained?
much.
Come on,
No.
Wait, time out.
Question, my point being is that I don't know. I'm sure. Did you watch Arsenal and Edison? Arsenal and Atlanta yesterday?
Yes.
Did you watch it?
It was boring as
Yeah.
hell.
Is there anybody who can put his hand on his heart and say Edison is not good enough to play for Liverpool? Is there anybody who can say that?
He's good, man. Good for
He's
me.
good, but is it a
Better than
profile that
anything we
we
got on bench.
I don't know. You see, Kwesi, the thing is, like you said.
No. You can't say you don't know and then still telling me something else. Is
No,
he the profile
I
that
have told you. I mentioned when you asked about profiles that can substitute for a Gravenberch or a Zubimendi. I told you about Anton Stark. I mentioned his name.
right?
Anton.
But I'm so told you that
There
I
are
was
other
one of
players. There are
Uncle
other
Will-
players. There are other players
Uncle.
there are other players like Richard Rios. Hold on.
Rios,
There are other players
same
like
kind of
Richard Rios.
profile.
Other
Varela.
players like the Edison that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And you may have a point that who are more Klopp like profile. But I can
Exactly.
tell you
If
for
you
free.
say bad, then what's the point? Because the manager
Yes.
said
What
we
I'm
knew
saying is
Edison.
that
But Uncle, let me finish. Edison was one of the 1, 2, 3 players that every Liverpool player or every Liverpool fan wanted over the summer. The manager came in, and I'm pretty sure the transfer committee or the scouts possibly showed him, hey, would you want this player? He probably said, no, I want Zubimendi. So if he wants Zubimendi, that means we have to look at players who are in the profile mode of Zubimendi.
Yeah.
And that's why
So-
I asked
so-
you,
Yeah.
do we
That's
have
just
a
spot on.
player like Zubimendi out there who is almost as close as Zubimendi or better than Zubimendi? Because when you look at the Spanish team, there's only one player, and his name is Rodri.
Okay, but Quasi, so if we
And I
don't find that
don't think Zubimendi is-
profile player, we can just let the team deteriorate. Like we're not.
No,
gonna
we're not
sign-
talking about deteriorating. Then the manager. That's why I keep saying, who
But I'm
does
saying
the
if we
manager
don't
want?
find that profile, that
But-
means we ain't gonna buy no other
but-
players.
But
Quasi,
Rasta, who does the
Quasi.
manager want?
Quasi,
but Kwesi,
Quasi.
how the hell are you gonna know who the manager
Quasi.
wants?
Quasi. It's not.
I'm
let-
just
let
wait.
me clar-
Wait,
Mike,
let
I
me
just-
clarify
look,
something.
Alright,
Hold on,
guys,
hold on.
guys.
Rafael,
I just want to say
real quick.
the-
Hold on a
Quasi, let
sec.
me clarify something for you.
Okay,
Okay.
I just
Hold
want
on
to
a sec,
say,
Maddie. Hold on a
Maddie,
sec.
I just
Maddie,
want to
hold on a
say,
sec. Hold on a sec.
Hold on.
I just want to say thank you to the panel. Thank you to Beijing Reds TV. As always, spritzing the lime out there, giving a little cerveza some limes out there. And thank you to the chat too. You guys, despite if we don't have the same opinions, it's all well and good. It's all part of the conversation. It's all about the dialogue. I like the fact that we can conduct ourselves in a more decorum style than some of the other channels that do this, and especially some of the other rival channels that do this as well. So I appreciate each and every one of you in the chat. Appreciate you guys in the panel. Big up to each and every one of you. And
Hold on,
up the
don't
Reds.
forget-
Let's win tomorrow.
Subscribe to 12 Man's channel, please.
Yeah.
Let's
get this win tomorrow. We can talk tomorrow.
Subscribe, 12 Man. Subscribe.
Appreciate
please.
you guys. You guys have a good weekend.
Big
If I
up,
don't
bro.
talk before then. All right. Peace out.
Right. So Quasi, back to addressing what you are
Get him,
saying.
Maddie, get him.
Right. You never hear me say Slot should get this player, that player, or that player. What you heard me said, and I keep on saying, Slot or whoever, you have to have a plan B player, because like Crab said, okay, let's just say Zubimendi does not come here, he goes Arsenal or somewhere else. What are we going to do? Sit down on our goddamn thumbs and twiddle and say, okay, you know what? We're going to wait 2 years until this player is coming along and he might fit the profile that we want. So we're going to wait until then? When you are driving a car, you have 4 top tier tires, right? To get an X top tier in most cars is impossible. So you have to have a donut or something, right? Correct? That's a plan B. If you decide you don't want to have a donut, why should I not ask you why we're not getting a plan B?
Okay, so using the tire analogy, you could also have run flat, so you don't even have a donut.
Again, you see, I never
I'm just
said-
saying, you could also have a run flat, so you don't
I'm
need a
going
flat.
to debunk you because I never said that your tire necessarily have to be flat. Something
I'm
else
just
can happen
saying,
to your tire
this is the thing, Uncle Ahmad.
is a run flat 100%. Yes or no?
Kwesi, run flat is only good for 150 miles.
Thank you.
But if a run flat can take you to the next station for you to.
How do you know when? How do you know it will get you to the next station? How far
How
is
do
When
you
you
it?
know
get
that?
to the
How do you
when
know
you
that
get
it's
to
not
the
that?
next station, when you get to the next station and you don't have anybody who
Okay,
can
so
sell
now
you
you guys are bringing way
a
too
G
much.
wagon,
There's
a
too,
G wagon tire, what do? Because
okay.
you are driving a
Now,
G wagon.
you are bringing too much
You
variables
are driving
No,
a
about.
it's
G
not
wagon with
variables,
round flat
Quasi.
tires.
But
A
now
plan,
you
Quasi,
have
a
too
plan
many.
B is always going to be a plan B. End
Right.
of conversation.
Right, but your plan B has to be adequate. You can't just bring any plan B because I remember Rasta just told me about his favorite goalkeeper, which is Adrian, right? So we're losing Allison for an injury, and then your plan B is Adrian. We're all gonna be losing our shit.
Quasi, I don't care about that. We
But
going.
then how do we
No, Quasi, we sticking with
about
what you just said. You are going on a trip for 500 miles.
Okay.
Are you going to rely on a run flat or a spare tire? I rest my case.
If I have a run flat, I'm more comfortable than a spare tire, than the donut spare tire. Because guess what? The run flat will get me to the next station for me to be able to get the tire fixed or buy a new one.
Again, as I said, more power to you.
I'm just telling you, I've done it before. So
And
I'm
what
just
did
saying.
I just say? I didn't disagree. I said more power
No,
to
I agree
you.
with you. I didn't say you disagree, but I'm just saying.
I was traveling with you. I would tell you I would walk instead.
Okay.
Fellas, I gotta make a move here. I appreciate the love. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be up tomorrow watching the watch along. Big up to everybody in the chat. Enough love to all the fellas on the panel. And yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
I'll try to support the watch along because I don't watch live games.
I know that's it. Come true, Matty. Be here for it. Bless up.
Big up.
All right, so I have a question because I think we're all in the right temperature and stuff. I want to ask a question, and I'm gonna come at you first, Uncle, because I see you on Twitter. I see you on Twitter, and I have a question for you, Uncle.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna name a name, and I want you to give me the first thing that comes in your mind when I name this player's name. Darwin Núñez. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Shit.
Okay. Now, can you explain to me why you think he's the S word?
I gave Darwin Núñez 2 years of my life, right? And he's still a massive disappointment. I actually tried. I'm not that patient, but I actually tried everything I could to. The guy is always offside. Look, forget about the fact that he misses chances. He's always offside. I mean, he's always offside. The only player who will benefit from uh, was the name Arsene Wenger's madness of trying to get a whole body offside before offside is called is Darwin Núñez. If that rule comes into football, he becomes a Ballon d'Or player. But before then, he's shit. He has to work on his composure. That's what I feel. He has to work on his composure. And insofar as that is not done, he just remains crap, honestly.
Does anyone want to rebuke or rebuttal?
I'm not gonna call him that word that he used, but the honest truth is, since Klopp is not here, I kind of see very hard past him making the next season.
Okay, you are trying to be a diplomat. Well done.
Well, also, just letting you guys know, we're just gonna stay on for 17 more minutes because it's late. So,
because he's trying to be a diplomat here. Diplomatic.
He's not. I don't think Slot has time to teach him because you could see he's trying. He's trying to calm down, but that muscle memory kicks in, right? And he just takes off. That's a disease that I don't think that is just him. I think the whole team has it because if you watch the AC Milan game again, every time we break, we rush in to go forward so fast that we lose the ball. the reason why he's offside all of the time is because that's his style of play. You know, he does great with Bielsa because that's how they play, right? They are all attack, or even if they're playing defensive, as soon as they get the ball, they break instead of trying to figure out the opponent's weakness. So looking at slot ball, it's very, very hard for me to see if he's going to make it past next summer, the Liverpool player. And we gave him 5 years, right? So
6.
this is his 3rd year. I don't think we're going to give him 4 years at Liverpool and try to sell him his 5th year. That's not going to happen. Nobody's going to buy him, and we're going to be stuck with him. So I
got
think
3 more years. He's 6. He's 6, Quasi.
Oh, he's 6. Okay. So
He's a 6-year deal.
Yeah.
He's halfway through.
Okay, so yeah, we'll get bank of the value for Liverpool at the end of this this current season, and then assess if he has learned, because unless we move him to the right wing or left wing.
So again, Quasi, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
So after the assessment and they realize that he may not make it or not,
yeah,
what comes after that?
You sell.
And you do what?
You sell, you get a better striker than him, or somebody who fits what the manager wants.
So a plan B.
Yeah, but his plan B, that's not a plan B. He is our main striker. That's the guy we spent 85 million on to be a main striker.
But Quasi, my entire point is it still comes back to, at some point in time, you have to make a decision and you're going to have a plan B. You're either selling him or he improve, correct?
Right, but your plan B can be worse than him.
But that's my point.
That's why my point was the same from everyone. That's why I keep saying that we going for players for specific.
But Quasi, this is what I was saying from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying we have to have a plan B, as in, like, if we don't get somebody or we get somebody and it doesn't work out,
right,
i.e. Nunes, you have to have a plan B. That's all I said. I never tell Slut I need him to go and buy your next Rodri. I never tell anybody that but like Crab alluded to, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Because if you do that, then you do not belong in any type of sport or planning in life.
Correct.
So that's all you've heard me said. Plan B.
Correct. But this is what I said. And I said it based on exactly what the manager said. He said, if we go for a specific person or profile of a player, that player has to be better or equal to what we have. Right? So even, let's say, yes, you're right, 100% plan B. That plan B has to be as close to what we have or better. So you can't just say we want a plan B, so we have to buy anybody.
No.
That's what I was saying.
No. But you see, my plan B is, even within a plan B, you have options, because that's like saying I'm traveling from London to Liverpool to watch a football match, and I decide I'm only going to go on the M1 highway. You have to have a plan B. Maybe it has a traffic jam, a road closure. You have to have a plan B.
Right. So your plan B, is it going to take you there early or safer, right? If there's traffic on one of them, because that's what I'm saying.
Kwesi, let me answer this question, because I think I'm best placed to answer this question. Never drive up the motorway to go to Liverpool on a match day. Take the train. Never drive up the motorway. Take the train.
So then the train will get you faster than the
because on match days the
so then we are all. That's the whole thing.
On match days, Avanti lays on extra trains.
Right.
And the rail station, Lime Street, is 2.5 miles from the stadium, and there are stadium buses on match days that.
The train is better than
the train is. If you try the motorway, you are completely fucked, because you will get stuck in Manchester.
Then my analogy the whole time, the first time that I said, using this analogy, saying to get to Liverpool, you guys are saying motorway is not. So the best one is what? Is the train. So that
Yeah,
means
but
come play
Ozzy,
for, yeah.
again, as I said, I'm not cutting you off. I'm understanding what you're saying, but even where you say the train,
Mhm.
I am still putting the option of there's an airport in Liverpool.
Right.
So you see, that's I'm keeping myself with options. I'm not getting painted into a corner, and that's all I'm saying. Like,
No, I
not
agree. I agree with you. And now I
not
understand what you're saying. But what
right. So
I was saying is, like you said, there's a train, there's a plane. One of them is always better than the other one, right? So that's what I was saying. So if we want Liverpool to grow, the person that has to come in has to be good, whether it's option A, option C, or whatever option that person is, has to be good enough to play. That's what I was saying. So yes, you are right. You need to have options. But now the
right,
manager comes out and says, you know what? I don't have options. I don't have any options out there. Then if things goes bad, then yeah, you come out and be like, hey, my manager, why are you saying out of the 400 million players that are in the world, you didn't have one option because you didn't get your main one?
and that's all I've been saying from the beginning, as in, like, because I tell people I'm from the military. We live on options.
Mhm.
You never paint yourself into a corner, because even when you have a plan B, you better have a C and D. It mightn't be picture perfect, but
Right.
it's still going to be good enough. And if we want to become like the Real Madrids of this world, right? I'm not saying we have to sign all these top tier 1 players, but we might as well have some damn good top tier 2 players that are pushing the tier 1 players. Because if you go after something and you don't get it, and you don't have okay, you know what? I'm not going to get anything else until I get this replacement. You're going to come up lacking.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And
fine.
right now, I can tell you for a fact, right here in Boston, Massachusetts, FSG is getting shit from their goddamn fans badly. When I mean badly, Henry and his team don't turn up to Red Sox games. They don't.
Before we go, right, I wanted to touch on.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, what's up?
Now that you know, everybody here says Nunes, right? If we live in a perfect world, and I'm asking everybody in the panel, please, if we live in a perfect world and we could bring a striker, name your 2 strikers that you want to Liverpool.
2 strikers that I want in Liverpool.
Yeah, option like Maddie said, your first option, and then your second. If you don't get your first option, who's your second option?
Like I said, I'm biased. I want Duran.
Okay.
Go get Haaland.
Now, Pops, if you don't get
Okay,
Haaland,
let's do what you can get, man. Life is about what you can get, not what you want.
Pops, if you don't get Haaland, who's your option second option?
That's Sporting.
Most people are probably gonna say Gyökeres or whatever his name is. That was at Coventry the other day.
Sporting guy is pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Uncle Albert.
I'm doing John Duran and Victor Gyökeres, but for me, for the way we play, I think Gyökeres will be a better fit, and also I'm thinking Villa won't sell John Duran. But once again, let me
let Maddie answer the question real quick before you go.
Okay, so going realistically,
yeah, I mean, if you want to
going
be like
adequate, meaning like they can do the job at a high level.
Yeah,
it would be, and I'm using this knife to kill everybody who have called their names. McGambler boy from Brentford. I would have been going after
No,
Ivan
now in
Toney.
Saudi Arabia.
He's in Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia.
yeah, I know, but that's
He's
what I'm
Saudi Arabia
saying.
now.
I know, but you're asking who I would bring in.
Mhm.
It would be Ivan Toney, and it would be the guy from Newcastle. What's his name?
Isak, right?
Isak.
Yeah. Me, my first option would be Isak. And then if I don't get him, I will get Jokic. Jokic right now has 2 years of sample size for us to know how good he could be, right? Durant, I think Durant right now, let's give him till the end of the season and maybe next year. I think it's
Nope. I want him now.
just too early right now.
No. I want him now.
You see, because what I was going to say is that why do we seem to miss out on some of these players who are just about to explode, and then we allow them to go to other teams and explode?
But that's not right though. Darwin Nunes
buy
was
everybody.
about to explode, and you guys got him.
Sorry?
Darwin Nunes was about to explode. United won him. A
I'm
lot
not
of big
talking.
teams
No.
won him.
What I say about to explode, I mean price wise as well,
Yeah,
because
but he's right. Nunes was, Manchester United went really hard for him.
we should have allowed him to go, shouldn't we?
No, he's on.
Szoboszlai was another one. Szoboszlai.
Who else?
When you see what I'm saying, the only player for me who qualifies with what I'm saying is McAllister, because I'm also talking about the price. If you buy a player for £80 million, you are not buying him as a project.
So,
How much?
Albert, to answer your question, you don't have the profile to do what you're saying, because otherwise you're gonna be hoarding players like Chelsea. Real Madrid have the opportunity and the PR to do that. Most of their players are cheap, free, right? Endrick, they bought Endrick 2 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, but they paid €68 million for Endrick.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They have the PR to buy the player and keep him wherever the player is. Same thing they did with Vinicius was 17 million. The most expensive player they bought so far, I believe, is Tchouaméni. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
Tchouaméni.
you don't have the profile as Real Madrid, because the players that you're talking about usually are the players from South America.
Do you think we missed an opportunity after we won the Champions League?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
But before we leave and stuff, I put up this thanks to Jamrock's suggestion. These are midfielders, right? And we're sitting here. I think Quasi was talking about, well, what players similar in regards to profile to Zubimendi, and I put out a couple of names. I put Fabian Ruiz, Ederson, Varela, that the German player that Uncle put up, and I put the Sporting defensive midfielder. And as you can see, they're all very kind of like different.
Is it the Danish guy, Morten Holman?
Yeah. I put him up.
That Sporting guy is decent. I can't lie.
So in regards to duels, one, Fabian Ruiz tops it all. Defensive actions, Ederson wins that. But no, actually, yeah, Ederson wins that. Progressive carries, Fabian Ruiz wins that. Forward passing, the German player that Uncle suggested. Forward passes, percentage. Stiller wins that as well.
Yeah.
Key passes, Stiller wins that as well. Progressive passes again.
I said Stiller from the beginning.
91%.
What's the name wins? Edison wins that one. Progressive, right? 87. No, sorry.
No, Stiller's 91.
Stiller.
Stiller's 91.
Stiller's 91.
Yeah.
But Chris, where's your countryman, Richard Rios? Where is he?
Oh, I can put him too if you want.
Is Richard Rios, is he that good, or is it just Manchester
Yeah,
United?
he's that good. He's that good.
Wait, don't be disrespecting, man. He's not Ghanaian and stuff, all right?
He's that good.
Uh-huh.
They don't have his record. They don't. I don't think they have his.
Who Rios?
No, they
But
don't.
Chris, didn't he surprise you in the Copa? Didn't he surprise you?
Nah, he didn't surprise me because I've been watching him for a long time, Uncle.
My
So
God,
I
what a
I knew
player.
the qualities he had, but to be honest, it it just goes to show because everyone's saying Ederson, right?
He
Ederson
is overrated though, Ederson. Look at the amount of minutes he played. He's a bit overrated for me.
You think Edison is overrated? Did you see him yesterday?
But Ederson is actually pretty balanced though in regards to defensive actions. He's pretty good.
He's
Duels
actually
won.
the one who forced that penalty.
I mean, anyone can win a penalty.
No. It's no, not from where he comes. You see, we're talking about player profiles. We're talking about players who can break
So
low
I
blocks,
put so I just
break
put
low
up
blocks, we are talking about a certain kind of player, a certain kind of midfielder.
But
I'm
you guys
saying, and
already have that in
oh damn, Jesus
McAllister.
Christ.
I've always said that Edison is he can do many things. He can walk and chew gum,
10
and
o'clock.
yesterday he showed it.
So I
But
He
just
has
now
that
so I
in
just
in
put another player.
Palacios,
A suggestion from Honesty, Palacios from Bayer Leverkusen,
and he blows everybody out the window, right?
and Jesus Christ. But the thing is
That
that look at his minutes though. So clearly,
Yeah.
he'll be the number one.
Who's that? Palacios.
Palacios, yeah, but he has
Yeah.
injury issues though for me.
Yeah. He's
Palacios is always injured.
Yeah, but his stats are ridiculous though. Look at that.
Yeah, but
98%.
but here's the next thing that we also need to look at from this list. Out of this list that we have, how many of them that you think that we can realistically go after and get?
That's a good point.
No, but all right. So
No, I'm not saying that to debunk. I'm saying like
No,
out
no.
of that list, which one you think would be the most realistic
That's a
one we'll be
very
able to
good
get?
point. That's the variables that I was talking about earlier. Because Palacios, you think Bayer Leverkusen is going to let him go? That's their talisman. He's in Champions League. That would be impossible.
They won't let Palacios go.
What's the name?
Varela has a release clause, so you just gotta pay the release clause, and that's it.
FSG not doing release clauses anymore.
That's what 80-something million. They not
No,
paying.
No, it's not.
61.
It's
I
61.
mean, it all just depends on how much you guys have and what your owners are willing to spend. But they're all
FSG don't
gettable for the right price, in my opinion.
But what's the name? Zubimendi was also he's not released for us. It was what they call it?
51.
No.
Yeah, he
it's not
was
a release-
51.
It wasn't a release clause. It was a what? What was it called?
I forgot the name. It's a different name.
Buyout.
Buyout clause.
It was a
yeah,
buyout. His buyout was 51.
FSG don't do buyout or release clauses anymore.
That's what they were going after, but
No, they wanted
Yeah, but
structured.
at a point in time, they were prepared to pay
They
everything.
wanted to structure the payments.
They wanted to structure the payments.
That was the
And then
rumor,
it's-
anyhow.
I like
That's
the Stiller guy because of
Thank
the amount
you.
of minutes he's played. Like he's had
And look at his age profile.
age 23, and then he's over 3,000 minutes
So he has experience.
experience, and he seems to have no injuries last season.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, okay, we
But
didn't
you're
get
looking at-
Zubimendi,
but look at
but
what
there are other players who fit that profile.
right. Now you look at his carries, then somebody will say, well, Zubimendi has a better carry, like almost 10%.
Yeah,
more
but
than him.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Definitely. Yeah.
You see what I mean? So
Yeah, Zubimendi has a better, but
Yeah.
again, this is just like last year
mhm.
under Klopp, not trying to bring back up old memories. Nobody wasn't raving about Gravenberch because he was never really given that chance to do what he needed to do.
Wait, how come we don't speak about Fabian Ruiz? Because his stats
Ruiz is too old. The Liverpool won't buy him.
28 is old. Well, 29 probably now. And
They
stuff.
won't
Yeah,
buy him.
they won't buy that age.
They won't buy that.
Yeah.
But at the
I
same
don't fit the
time,
profile.
something that Pop said a long time ago when he came on my show, he said the players that also are coming in has to fit the culture that Liverpool already have set. So yes,
Correct.
you could.
So it's one of the variables that you talk about.
That's one of the variables, right? Stiller could be a great player as we see on the stat, but they're looking at him like, yeah, maybe he has the, so you don't know. So what I'm going for is what the manager wants. So if the manager said this is the guy I want, then we have to go find somebody who is at, in the same mold as the guy that he went for the first time. So if they say there's nobody, that's the part where I don't agree with, when they say there's nobody out there. Now you can say that, but
that's my
what I was saying
that's
is,
my point. Like,
yeah,
don't
there's
sell
nobody.
me it's
But-
Zubimendi or bust. I'm not buying that story.
Right. But they're looking for a specific one. They got variables that they're looking at. Is the player gonna fit the culture? Is he gonna be somebody that we, like last couple of years we all saw Minamino. He came in and he felt out of place. Good player, good character, everything, but it looked like the brand new kid at the brand new school, right? I mean, at the school, brand new kid at the school. It's like, bro, come on. You know what I mean?
But he was also not
in
given
during
enough
lockdown, which
chances.
that worked against him, though.
I mean, is this
mean,
the
during
kind of
lockdown,
players you guys want to be
not being
going
around the
for?
team.
Like Stuttgart players? Come on. You guys are better than
but
that. I mean, he's just another Endo.
That's where Endo came from, right?
I don't even know where Endo came
Stuttgart.
from.
Endo came from Stuttgart.
Yeah, exactly. So
And Stuttgart have been shit this year. Like they're not doing well in the league.
Well, but they've sold Serge Guirassy. What did you expect?
Again, I'm not judging no country, because at the end of the day, the world's most precious stone is made from molten ash, a diamond.
Stiller, is he a German?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
he's German.
Yes.
Stiller is German.
He
Isn't
just
it
got
not-
called up to the national side.
He is.
Stiller
Yes.
is German, yeah.
He plays for the national
Yeah.
team, Pops.
He
Yes,
got called
just
up.
got called
He's
up.
gotten called, but he hasn't played yet.
Oh, okay.
He got called up for the nations. Yeah, so he's an international, if you want.
But we're gonna end the show right now and stuff because I'm tired.
Yeah, Lime is always good, man. It's always
But-
good. It's
but we-
becoming
but-
it's becoming a cult program, man. Can't miss it.
No, but I was seeing.
Well, as much as I like this show, I got a plan B. I want to go and lay my ass down and watch TV.
All right.
Hey, support the Red Sox, man.
Hell no.
But if you guys haven't, please go subscribe to Quasi Ball TV, please. Even though he's controversial and he never lands the plane, he's good to listen to and stuff.
I like controversy.
So please go support him.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all you guys.
All
All
right.
right, fellas. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Take care, guys. Have a good day, man.
And hey, guys,
Bless.
hey, people, we're playing a match tomorrow. Wish the boys luck, man.
It's gonna be a good
That's
game.
12 hours. Stay up the Reds, man. Come on, you Reds. Let's go.
Wish the boys luck, man. Give us a 3-0 victory tomorrow, man.
And thank you guys for coming on, Mitch. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you.
And
no worries,
Big up,
man.
Mitch.
and wish those of us taking the train good luck as well.
Yeah.
Good luck, man. Stay
Be
safe.
careful out
Stay
there,
safe.
Albert. Yeah.
All right.
Always.